Gents to the barns, we still need the LASIK slips for Jesse Schmucker and Murphy. For the following horses: Good Gossip, Big Dilly Billy, Cinder Kelly, Vroom and Vonnie, and Hanover to Moon Inn. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first session of harness racing here at the 2025 Wert County Fair. And if you'll turn in your programs at this time, I will give you the changes and corrections that we have and also your wagering possibilities. If you'll turn to race one. Race one, there'll be win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta wagering, and daily double wagering on races 1 and 2. Race 1, number 3, Pink Lily. Change the driver to Jeff Nysonger. Jeff Nysonger will drive number 3, Pink Lily. Number 5, Claim It. Change the driver to Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel Miller will drive number 5, Claim It. Turn to race 2. Race 2 will be the second half of that daily double along with race 1, and there'll be win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Race 2, number 1, Bank It. Change the driver to Rory Moore. Rory Moore will drive number 1, Bank It. Number 6, Caradonna T. Change the driver to Duke Sugg. Duke Sugg will drive number 6, Caradonna T. Turn to race 3. Race 3, there'll be win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Turn to race 4. Race 4, there'll be win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Race 4, number 1, Feisty Jim. Change the driver to Mark Hedworth. Mark Hedworth will drive number 1, Feisty Jim. Number 3, Mission Voyage has been drawn. Scratch the number 3 horse, Mission Voyage, judges scratch. Turn to race 5. Race 5, there'll be win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering in race 5. Turn to race 6. Race 6, there'll be win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Race 6, number 2, Everlather. Change the driver to Drew Neal. Drew Neal will drive number 2, Everlather. Turn to race 7. Race 7, there'll be win and exacta wagering. Win and exacta wagering. Race 7, number 1, Hydroplane and Henry will be wearing trotting hobbles for the first time. Trotting hobbles on number 1, Hydroplane and Henry. Turn to race 8. Race 8, there'll be win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Race 8, number 2, Chattahoochee. Change the driver to Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel Miller will drive number 2, Chattahoochee. Number 5, Good Gossip. Make the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. Mark St. Louis Jr. will drive number 5, Good Gossip. Number 6, Captain Said has been drawn. Scratch the number 6 horse, Captain Said, sick. Turn to race 9. Race 9, there'll be win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Race 9, number 4, Mary Jerry. Change the driver to Mark St. Louis Jr. Mark St. Louis Jr. will drive number 4, Mary Jerry. And scratch the number 5 horse, Sadie's Dream, sick. Turn to race 10. Race 10, there'll be win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering. And race 10, scratch the number 4 horse, Ultra Uncle, Transportation. And those are the only changes and corrections that we have at this time. We need a representative of VW Auto Supply trackside after the first race for the trophy presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the Wert County Fair, way up here in Van Wert. Of course, you're joining myself, Ashley Daly. I have Jasmine. I don't know how I should introduce you after the weekend.
Short. It would be short.
I have Jasmine Short, a newly Jasmine Short. Congratulations to you. You just got married on Sunday.
I did. Yep.
How was it?
It was awesome. It was beautiful. The weather was absolutely beautiful. Great. The people were great. Family, friends from all over the place, so it was awesome.
Yep. I was at Scioto Down Saturday night, and somebody asked me, like, oh, she's getting married tomorrow? Why on a Sunday? I'm like, for Horsemen.
Right.
She literally chose to do it because we're all Horsemen, and we race on Saturday.
Right, we raced Saturday night going, we were in the Cleopatra on Saturday, and then, I had a wedding to celebrate on Sunday. It was a packed weekend.
We're so happy for you, Jasmine. We'll talk about it, of course, later on, but we're going to bring you 10 races to kick off the 2025 meet here in Van Wert. Those 10 races are going to consist of 2-year-old pacers, 3-year-old trotters, both signature series, Trot and Pace, and the ladies driving series. Looks like we do have most horses out on the track today. 50 horses have been dropped in the box, representing 32 trainers.
That's a lot for one fair, right?
Especially for how many fairs we had today. Let's go over to Bill Peters.
Invasion of the 2-year-old filly Pace, going for a purse of $7,163 and a blanket courtesy of VW Auto Supply. One is Jean's Baby Girl, all by Jeff Batt of Defiance, trained and driven by Pierce Henry. Number 2 is Skimming the Sand, all by Miller Racing Stable of Greenville, Ohio. Chris Gilbert, also of Greenville, Ohio. Hutchison Harness of North Ridgeville, Ohio, trained by Ryan Miller, the driver Drew Neal. Number 3 is Pink Lily, all by Shelley Elser of Montpelier, trained by Jason Elser, the driver Jeff Nysonger. Number 4 is Ray's Parlay Girl, owned and trained by Bill Webb of Defiance, the driver Mark Hedworth. Number 5 is Climate, owned by L&L DeVisser LLC of Holland, Michigan, trained by Joe Siegman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. At number 6 is Kathy's Clown, owned by Jerry Migel of Westland, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. Horses will take one long score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes.
Say by the time that we're all wrapped up today, OHHA would have hosted 4 different county fairs today. 4, I said cards, I guess I should say, because Richmond did have a double header.
Yep.
But the fact that we still have 10 races of pretty decently full fields today.
Yeah, I was shocked at that when I seen the program a couple of days ago. I said, oh man, we're in the heart of things.
Let's go ahead and take a look. This is a field of 6, the first of 2 divisions for freshman filly pacers on the rail. Jean Ann's Baby Girl, Pierce Henry trains and drives. This is a homebred by Jeffrey Batt of Defiance, Ohio, a Dancing Yankee filly. Last start out at Hicksville, she did stay flat and went in 2:05.3. Actually ended up 4th, so not quite on the board, but did make some money. She's had 5 lifetime starts with 2 second-place finishes.
And the 2, Skimming the Sand, Ryan Miller sends this one out for Drew Neal to drive, a 2-year-old bay filly by Down by the Seaside. She's had 5 starts this year with 3 wins, so she's been on the board 3 out of 5 times. Her last 2 starts were very impressive at Lima and Salina. She looks like she gets to the front and kind of takes win and goes from there. I see that Drew Neal has never driven her before, so that should be interesting as well.
Jeff Nysonger now up on the 3, Pink Lily. Jason Elsler trains and also bred this Rockin' Amadeus. She has had 7 lifetime starts with 2 wins, 1 second, 1 third-place finish. Almost $9,500 made, 2 back at Napoleon. Did win wire to wire in 2:01.3. Final quarter 32-1.
And the 4, REI's Parlay Girl. Bill Webb looks like he bred, owns, and trains this 2-year-old Cheyenne REI for Mark Hedworth. to drive. She is 1 out of 7 starts on the board with $3,793 in her bank account.
Manny Miller is going to drive the 5 for Joe Siekman. Climate. This is a down by the seaside. 2 back at Bowling Green. Did have a second place finish. Got nipped by a neck in 2:04 and 3.
Kathy's Clown, Steve Novak sends out for Mark St. Louis to drive. Has been at the fair circuit here. Has been on the board 6 of 9, and they are headed to the gate.
Bill Peters is our announcer. I haven't been to an OFRC fair. It feels like in forever.
And it's been a hot minute for me, too.
So we are just going to keep them rolling all night long here. The first of 10 races. First division of 2-year-old filly pacers. Here is Bill with the call.
Here they come. Here, off and pacing the first horse away is Skimming the Sand. At the rail second is Jean's Baby Girl. In their third is Ray's Parlay Girl. Up on the outside fourth is Climate. At the rail fifth is Pink Lily. And the last horse at this point is Kathy's Clown. As they make the turn down, the race down back. Race over that quarter-mile mark. Drew Neal has Skimming the Sand on top. On the outside second is Climate, driven by Emmanuel Miller. At the rail third is Jean's Baby Girl, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is Ray's Parlay Girl, driven by Mark Edworth. Racing fifth is Pink Lily, driven by Jeff Nysonger. And the last horse is Kathy's Clown, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr. First quarter paced in 29 and 2/5 seconds. And now taking over is Climate. That's Climate on top by a length and a half over Skimming the Sand. Racing third is Jean's Baby Girl. Fourth is Ray's Parlay Girl. Fifth is Pink Lily. And trailing is Kathy's Clown. As they race down to the half-mile mark, now Drew Neal's out and on the move with Skimming the Sand, and Skimming the Sand takes over. Dropping back second is Climate. Racing third is Jean's Baby Girl. Fourth is Ray's Parlay Girl, followed by Pink Lily and Kathy's Clown. First half pace in 59 and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Skimming the Sand. The closest horse second is Climate. Racing third is Jean's Baby Girl. Ray's Parlay Girl is racing fourth. Fifth along the rail is Pink Lily. Moving up 3 wide down the backside now comes Kathy's Clown. Going to the 3/4 mile mark. That's still Skimming the Sand with the lead, but Kathy's Clown takes up a move outside third. Race between horses third. Now comes Climate. 3/4 in 1:30 and 1/5. That's Kathy's Clown with the lead. Racing second is Climate. Third along the rail, Skimming the Sand. Fourth is Ray's Parlay Girl. Moving up fifth on the outside is Pink Lily, the last horse, Jean's Baby Girl. As they race for home, that's Kathy's Clown all alone. There's going to be a race for place position here between Climate and Skimming the Sand, and also Ray's Parlay Girl. But past the stands, it's Kathy's Clown. It looked like Skimming the Sand got up for place with Ray's Parlay Girl for show. A mile in 1:59 and 3/5.
1:59 and 3 off of half and 59 and 2. Those girls were not messing around today.
Well, I don't think our boys were going to let them by any means.
That's true.
It was kind of, who was it? The 5. Manny Miller wanted the front end.
Yeah, he was very aggressive, but he went ahead and let
Drew
Ryan
take it
Miller's,
back.
Yeah.
Yep, Drew did take it back, but then they
Got a
actually
little
held
tired.
on. She actually held on much better than I thought. The Skimming on the Sand. She hasn't really proven herself to be super versatile. She does like to win off of the front, so that's why he drove her the way that he did, assuming, right? He maybe got some direction from Ryan on that. But she got tired, especially going in that final turn, but I think she ended up still second.
Yeah, I have unofficially 6-2-4.
What a huge move.
That was
our 6 horse.
That was huge. Steve Novak trained for Mark St. Louis, flipped 3 wide down the backside and kept mushing. Usually when you watch Mark St. Louis and the biker here at the big tracks or here at the small tracks, he ducked this filly off the gate, and I was super impressed. Let's go to the winner's circle.
In comes number 6, Kathy's Clown. Owned by Jerry Migel, trained by Steve Novak, and driven to victory this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr. And Kathy's Clown has just paced to a new track record for 2-year-old filly pacers, pacing that mile in 1:59 and 3/5. The old track record was 2 minutes and 1/5 by Silver Dollar Star back in 2002. The blanket for this race is courtesy of VW Auto Supply, and Aaron Nittle is in the winner's circle for the trophy presentation. Let's have a big hand here for Mark St. Louis Jr., Steve, Nicole, and Brian Novak, and Aaron Niddle sponsoring this blanket, along with the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. At the horse Kathy's Clown, the new track record holder here for 2-year-old filly pacers.
New track record.
Yeah, that was one that stood for a very long time, over 20 years. It sounded like if I flipped.
2002.
And it was
Silver
Silver Dollar Star, 2 minutes and 1/5. Even in 2002, though, that was marching on this track.
Number 1, Jean's Baby Girl was 6th. Number 2, Skimming the Sand was 2nd. Number 3, Pink Lily was 5th. Number 4, Ray's Parlay Girl was 3rd. Number 5, Climate was 4th. Number 6, Kathy's Clown was the winner. Time of the first quarter was 29 2/5. The half was in 59 2/5. The 3 quarters in 130 1/5, with a mile in 159 3/5. From the top, it should read 6-2-5. 3-4-1, a mile in 159 3/5, a new track record for 2-year-old filly paces.
Kathy's Clown, that was 10 lifetime starts for this Dancing Yankee filly. Now 2 wins. She's hit the board a total of 7 times in just 10 tries. Very impressive. She would be a pretty big filly, leggy filly out
She
there.
is very big. And like I was saying earlier, Mark is not, when you see Mark St. Louis down the program, 9 times out of 10 he's leaving the gate with authority, right? So I expected that from the 6 hole, and I seen him try to duck her, and she's a big filly. She's got spreaders on. She's got 2 head pulls on. So that was very impressive. That was very impressive from Mark, coming out of that turn and flipping 3 wide, giving her a straightaway to pace through. So kudos to them. Great job, Steve and team.
And it's hard to compare, with these fair tracks, the final quarter times versus like somewhere like Scioto or Hoosier Park, where we have a few horses in the night that have been racing over that direction. But she seems to close just with a lack of a better term, like a bat out of hell sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
Like 2
absolutely.
back at Scioto and the BSS. She just missed the money, but she's still winning 55 3 there. Final quarter in 28. And I mean, she proved her worth with this company here
You've
today.
seen a lot more Dancing Yankees than I have. I feel like they're just average horses, but I feel like she was decent sized.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah. Turning the page, race 2 up next. This is going to be the one and only division of 3-year-old filly trotters. Purse of $12,980 on the line. It's going to be another field of 6. If you're following along with the program, just a couple of quick changes. The 1, Bank It, trainer Rory Moore will also drive Bank It. Rory Moore to drive. And the 6, trainer Duke Sugg to drive the 6, Cara Donna T. Jasmine and I will introduce you more in depth to this field after a few messages from our sponsors.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and Pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Welcome back. The Van Wert County Fair, day 1 of 2. Van Wert has a pretty interesting schedule. It does every year. So, of course, today we're here. We're racing our 2-year-old Pacers, our 3-year-old Trotters, and then also both the Trot and Pace, the Signature Series, and the ladies. That is all we're going to bring you today. And they take quite a long break. They will not come back to finish out their meet until next Monday on Labor Day. Yep.
I did not know that.
They so historically, Van Wert actually usually races 3 days. This is the first year they've gone down to 2, but OHHA has never been able to make all 3 days as far as getting here to broadcast them. That third day that we didn't make was just an overnight card, so there were no colt stakes. And as much as we wanted to get here, we physically did not have enough people, because this is one of the I think it is. I shouldn't say one of. It is the busiest weekend of the entire fair season for us, because not only is it Labor Day, but it's just like crazy.
Well, you're in the heart of things.
Yes.
Delaware's getting ready to come up.
Right.
Scioto's getting ready to end. So you're ending those stakes. You know, you have your big races last weekend at Scioto. You have your Age Sire Stake finals this weekend. Like there's a lot going on.
And so many fairs want to capitalize on that extra like Monday that people have off of work to increase their attendance, and so many fairs race that day as well. I know I'm going to be on the other side of the state in Canfield next Monday. But yeah, so that's what is kind of happening. It's a little bit of a change for Van Wert this year. And then on Monday, to finish out their card, we will have 2-year-old Trotters, 3-year-old Pacers, and then the rest of the overnights that Van Wert historically will host. So it sounds like this is your first time here then, Jasmine.
When I pulled in, I said, oh man, I think I've been here before, which
okay,
I'm almost positive. I think I was here. I drove Mr. Cooley here in 2019, so that was probably.
How long have you been in Ohio?
Oh, man. Let's see. I was 18.
Okay.
So I'm 31 now.
I wasn't going to ask.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Adam?
8 years.
Have you really?
He would have raced here probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if this is a fair or not, but there's a turn right there. There used to be... There's houses over there. I'm almost positive this is the fair that Adam went over to that guy's house and was like, hey, can I have a couple buckets of water? My horse needs water. I'm almost positive this is the fair.
Oh, my gosh.
Because we did they have plenty of barns, and the barns are beautiful back there.
And they are behind us. Yeah, we will not see them at this fair at all because they're stuck
and
behind us.
I want to say that we were in later. And I'll have to ask. He has a way better memory than I do. But he one of the fairs, he went over and knocked on the door and was like, hi, I see your garden hose is out. Do you think I can have a couple buckets of water? Mr. Cooley's thirsty.
Did you win?
I think I did win that day. The day that he got water, I did win. But, man, did I get scolded because I drove really, really bad. Yeah, that drive home, I would have rather sat in the trailer than in the truck. But, hey.
So how does that work if you drive for Adam? Is he letting you read the program? And which I know the ladies, you guys race so much differently than most, the guys that come out here for the colt circuits or the signature series, whatever it may be. You guys do race differently. It's a little bit more competitive.
It's a lot more competitive.
Does he give you any pointers, or does he let you do your thing?
A little bit of both, I would say. I'd say sometimes, for example, I drove at Troy the other day. I had a horse that didn't race in 63 or 4 days. Well, the horse on the outside of me wins every single time he hits the racetrack. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to do here? He's like, well, obviously he's the better horse. I'm like, yeah, but if he doesn't get to the front, he can't win. So then what?
Who is it? Who was it?
Line and Cash. Line and
yeah,
Cash.
okay.
Jennifer Main and he and Tisha Lohman, they've kind of all teamed up this year, and they are making a hell of a team. Really, they are. They're absolute terrors at the fairs, and it's so cool. Line and Cash, I knew his mother, Joker's Little White Lie, and that's so crazy because I was young. I was still in Balmoral when Tisha had her racing there, so it's cool to see. I feel really old when I talk like that, but it's cool to see that her baby is going to make it in a fair. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
I know. It feels like a full circle moment every once in a while. Actually, it happened earlier. Oh my gosh, really early in the season, but we had one that was a sire stake filly for us. I had no idea that she went on and had really nice babies.
Really,
you
yeah.
know, and it's just these full circle moments. Kind of make your heart swell a little bit in a way that you don't even really have to be connected to them.
No, there was horses when I was working for the clinic. There was horses that had babies, and I'm like, holy smokes, I know her mom. All right, race 2 is headed, looks like headed our way.
So I do think most of them are on the track. I think maybe the last one just stepped on. I also can't count, so.
I mean,
You know how that is.
I only have 10. I'm
There
only
we
good with
go.
10. There comes one more. This is a 3-year-old filly Trot, one division for $12,980. Let's go up to Bill for the post parade.
$1,980 in a blanket courtesy of Superior Collision. Number 1 is Bank It, owned, trained and driven by Rory Moore of Grafton. Number 2 is Sienna Sunrise, owned by James Bellasack of Strongsville, Ohio, Mike Lee of Rudolph, Bob Carson of Strongsville, and Dr. Jill Dennell of Delta, trained by Mike Lee. The driver is Mark Hedworth. Number 3 is Gone in a Flash, owned by Tom Moore Jr. and Peyton Moore of Napoleon, trained and driven by Tom Moore Jr. Number 4 is Strike a Pose, owned by Rory Moore and Susan Sandstrom of Grafton, Ohio, trained by Rory Moore, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 5 is Tom Hands It Over, owned by Jerry Meigel of Westland, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. At number 6 is Cara Donna T, owned by Ivan and Duke Sugg of Bachelor, trained and driven by Duke Sugg. Horses will take one long score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. There's Win, Place, Show, Exacta, and Trifecta wagering here on race 2.
Race 2.
Go ahead. Please do.
3-year-old filly Trotters, a full field of 6, and it looks like we do score 6. No trailers here? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm assuming.
Yes, we score exactly 6 wide.
Oh,
here.
yeah, because the 6 won the last race. All right, let's start with the 1. Bank It. Rory Moore is the owner, trainer, breeder, driver for this 3-year-old Break the Bank K out of a Perfectly mare. Rory seems to drive when Manny can't. Manny drove this filly at Lima last start out. She has made it on the board this year, 5 of 9. She has 21 lifetime starts with only 1 win for $11,000 in the bank of mark of 202-1 at Lima, which was made last week.
Our 2 horse is Sienna Sunrise. Michael Lee trains. Mark Hedworth will drive. Actually was supposed to go at Hicksville. Had a personal scratch, but a start back at Napoleon was a wire-to-wire winner. Was that by just a nose there, and 203 and 3s, hit the board 6 times in 12 seasonal starts, $20,000 in the bank this year, $78,000 lifetime. Took a mark this year up there at Northfield in 156 and 4.
Gone in a Flash, a 3-year-old bay filly by Uncle Peter. Tom Moore Jr. owns and trains and drives and co-owns with Peyton Moore out of Napoleon, Ohio. This $10,000 Buckeye Classic sale filly has 10 starts this year with 7 on the board. She recently raced at Scioto at 2 at 1 mile and 58 and 2.
Our 4 horse is another Rory Moore trainee. What a season he is having. Manny Miller will drive this one. Strike a Pose. This is a muscle up the goal filly, looking to go 3 in a row in Ohio. 2 back at Troy. Well, 1 wire to wire. That's what what she tends to do here. But there, Troy did go in 2:01 and 1, 9 seasonal starts with 6 wins, an additional 2 second-place finishes, $23,000 on the year, having quite an improvement from last.
Yeah, I saw this filly race at Troy, and Manny actually used my race bike there, and she looked really, really good leaving the gate, and it does look like she is a wee bit of a hothead, but Manny gets along with her relatively well. So the 4, Tom hands it over. Steve Novak is going to send this 3-year-old Long Tom filly out for Mark St. Louis to drive. This filly has 8 starts this year with 2 on the board. She currently is a maiden. She has 15 lifetime starts for $6,000 in the bank. I believe that's Napoleon. NP?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So her last start was at Napoleon, and she did finish 4th, so she is banking a little bit of money for them.
We have a driver change. Not in this race, but in race 7s. We have plenty of time to give you that. Jasmine and I just want to make sure we have that on our programs.
Yes.
Rounding out the field of race 2 is number 6, Cara Donna T. Trained and driven by Duke Sugg. This is a Long Tom filly. Didn't start at all as a 2-year-old. Now, as a sophomore, has been on the track 20 times and has notched 2 wins. She hasn't hit the board a ton in those 20 tries, just a total of 4 times, but she has still made $25,000. Look like she's been racing quite a bit down in Kentucky, but beginning of this month in August, did make the move up here to Scioto Downs, and therefore some of the fairs. Last time out, she had a 5th place finish because of a break at Hicksville in 2:06 and 4. But down there in Lexington, when she was racing in Kentucky in the Proud Series, she did go a mile and 1:58 and 1. Race 2, a field of 6, the one and only division of 3-year-old filly trotters. Here is Bill Peters with the call.
Here they come. Here, off and trotting. The first horse away is Sienna Sunrise. On the outside, second is Strike a Pose. At the rail, third is Bank It. On the outside, fourth is Cara Donna T, but she now goes offside. Now taking fifth as Tom hands it over. The last horse now Cara Donna T. As they make the turn out to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Emmanuel Miller has Strike a Pose on top by 2 lengths. Trotting second is Sienna Sunrise, driven by Mark Hedworth. Third is Bank It, driven by Rory Moore. Fourth is Tom hands it over, driven by Mark St. Louis. Fifth is Gone in a Flash, driven by Tom Moore. The last horse, Cara Donna T, driven by Duke Sugg. First quarter trotted in 31 and 1/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's Strike a Pose by a length and a half over Sienna Sunrise. Bank It trots in their third. Fourth is Tom hands it over. Racing fifth is Gone in a Flash, and the last horse is Cara Donna T. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's Emmanuel Miller and Strike a Pose, bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting the golden chair second is Mark Hedworth with Sienna Sunrise. On the outside third is Bank It. Rolling the rail fourth, Tom hands it over. Gone in a Flash is fifth. Sixth. 103. First half trotted in 103. As they round the turn, head down the backside over to that 3-quarter mark. The one to catch is Strike a Pose. And a half back second is Sienna Sunrise. Bank It is on the outside third. Tom hands it over along the rail fourth. Gone in a Flash is fifth. And Cara Donna T trails. Front 5 well bunched as they go to the 3-quarter mile mark. Still with the lead is Strike a Pose. A length and a half back second, Sienna Sunrise. And on the outside third is Bank It, followed by Tom hands it over. Gone in a Flash and Cara Donna T. 3 quarters in 134 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Strike a Pose still with the lead. Bank It now second on the outside with Sienna Sunrise along the rail third. Fourth is Tom hands it over. Moving up on the outside. Fifth is Gone in a Flash. As they race for home, it's Strike a Pose, Bank It, and Sienna Sunrise. Strike a Pose and Sienna Sunrise closing fast along the rail. But it's Strike a Pose. Sienna Sunrise up for place. Bank It for show.
Struck her pose today, Ashley.
Look at you throwing it.
A mile in 2:04 and 2/5.
204 and 2 fists for Strike a Pose. That was 10 seasonal starts with 7 wins. Now 3 in a row for Strike a Pose.
And she does it so effortlessly. She looks amazing out there.
So you noticed pretty quickly, because I mentioned that she did have 12 starts last year, just did not make it really hardly any money, really never hit the board.
She was a baby.
She was a baby and needed that year to grow, and she's really turned into a nice filly. And we went in 204 and 2, and we are just 1/5 off. We are just 1/5 off of the track record for those 2-year-old trotting fillies.
So unofficially, we have 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. That is unofficial. Headed to the winner's circle for Bill Peters.
Strike a Pose, owned by Rory Moore and Susan Sandstrom, trained by Rory Moore, and driven to victory this evening by Emmanuel Miller. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Superior Collision. Let's have a big hand here for Rory Moore, Emmanuel Miller, and Strike a Pose, and to Superior Collision, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 2 from the top. Number 1, Blanket was 3rd. Number 2, Sienna Sunrise was 2nd. Number 3, Gone in a Flash was 4th. Number 4, Strike a Pose was the winner. Number 5, Tom Hands It Over was 5th. And number 6, Caradonna T was 6th. Time of the first quarter was 31 1/5. The half was in 103, the 3/4 in 134 2/5, with a mile in 204 2/5. From the top it should read 324 156, a mile in 204 2/5.
All right.
So you said Manny likes to take his time.
Manny does like to take his time. I actually seen this happen at Troy. I said, what is he doing? Does he need help? No. Rory likes to get his picture taken, which as he should, being the trainer and part owner of this filly that she's won 3 in a row. He likes to go and support her. So Manny takes his time, and she is a very, very well-behaved lady out there. Manny unchecked her, took the head pull off, walked her over there. So I like to see well-behaved horses.
She went off as the favorite. I think it looks like she paid about $4. But who ended up 3rd, but Rory's other trainee in that race, the 1-horse Bankit, had no respect. Thing went off like 35-1 coming off of a win. So I don't know what the try. Oh, the try paid 24. I guess it could have been better.
It could have
but
been better.
They put no respect on that filly.
What Barry always says at Scioto, Barry and Jenna, they always say, never disregard a win.
Barry's been saying that for a long time.
Like
Yeah,
a long
Barry's
time.
been saying that for a long time.
I mean, I really pay attention to him now because I like to work with him. But other times I was like, oh, just get this over with.
Just get Barry. Race 3 up next. We are going to go down just a little bit in field size. 4 horses are going to go behind the gate. This is the first of 2 divisions of our Signature Series Pace for 4-year-olds and up, also known as the Peony Pace. And I will tell you why it is called the Peony Pace.
Okay.
After our break.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
I don't know how you guys feel about Randy Travis, but I'm a big fan.
I like him.
I showed up, Valerie and I went to the casino one night, and the lady at the desk, when we went to check in, asked if we wanted tickets for the show. I said, sure. Who is it? She's like, Randy Travis. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll have a couple beers and go watch a show, you know? And I had no idea. I knew every one of his songs. I didn't realize I was a fan until I got to see him live. Yeah. It was like right after he got in his car wreck, and he had busted up ribs and was kind of a mess, but it's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I grew up on like 80s, 90s country music. That's what all my mom listens to, and so I have a very fond place in my heart, and I still do. That's almost all I listen to. Randy Travis, though, his Digging Up Bones, do you know that song?
Oh, yeah.
That is still one of my favorites.
Like, isn't that an older song?
Yes. Did he have a stroke?
Yeah, he did. He's in real bad shape now.
He really can't sing.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can really get around much anymore even, which is a shame, but I mean, he lived a lifetime for 3 people, you know. He had a good time while he was around for sure.
Why we brought that up, I'm not sure if our mics are picking it up, but we have, what is his name? Matt Richardson. Yeah, Richardson, I believe is his last name. We see him at many, many county fairs. I just always remember his first name is Matt. But this is the first year that he has entertained us in between the races here at Van Wert. I've seen him. The last place I saw him was up there at Napoleon a couple weeks ago. He's never been down here before, but the crowd is nice.
They love it.
He's singing to plenty of people tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, there's people even all the way down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a big grandstand.
This is very big.
Listen, I was going to give you a little history lesson. We were talking about the Peony Pace is up, but I'll start with since you brought up the grandstand, we can talk about the history of the grandstand specifically.
Okay.
Because there is a plaque down there kind of around the first turn that talks about the grandstand and its dedication.
Okay, I see it.
The original grandstand, I do believe, burnt down. Okay. In like very early 1900s, like 1920 something, so about 100 years ago. So the contractor of this grandstand that we are sitting in now did it in 60 days. And this is a big grandstand. I know we can't pick it up on camera. It is all wooden. You know, it's an old guy. Still holds about 2,500 people. He completed it in 60 days for a sum of under $11,000 at the time.
That was a long time ago.
was
Because you can't even make a deck for $11,000 right
That's a
now.
good point. It's like triple that, right?
Right.
I was going to talk about the Peony Pace that is coming up next. This is one of 2 divisions of the Signature Series. As I was doing some searching yesterday just about Van Wert County, because we don't do our history little segments anymore. Hopefully those will come back in the near future, next year or so. But did you know that Van Wert sits on the southern edge of the Great Black Swamp?
The Great Black Swamp.
Yes.
I personally did not know that Ohio had that, so no.
It's been drained for, a long, long time, right? But this area was originally known for its fur trade. The swamp area was known for its fur trade, who was home to the Shawnee, Miami, and Iroquois people. And Van Wert was actually named after Isaac Van Wert, who captured a British spy and, saved the day kind of thing. But Van Wert, his last name, Isaac Van Wert, who the town is named after, is spelled W-A-R-T. And it was a clerical error that we now spell it W-E-R-T. They tried to change it, but it just stuck.
Oh,
Yep.
that's interesting.
Yep. But the Peony Pace was, the fur trade. It just became a very popular area. And year after year after year, it kept growing until we're seeing more modern day type festivities, we'll say. And the community, and I think it was in the 1930s. Oh, well, here's our post parade. I'll give this to you first.
Okay.
Part of the Signature Series, going for a purse of $2,900. This is the Gary Adams Memorial Race. Number 1 is Ramblin' Rockstar. He's a bay gelding, 4 years old, by Freaky Feet Pete, out of Flying Mocha by Blissful Hall. Owned by Marcus Smucker, Spencerville, Indiana. Trained by Jesse Smucker. Driven this evening by Emmanuel Miller. Lifetime earnings over $24,000. A lifetime mark, 154 3/5. Number 2 is Beyond Delight. He's a bay gelding, 11 years old, by Better's Delight, out of This World by Rock and Roll Hanover. Owned and trained by Phil Belanger of Salina. Driven this evening by Justin Belanger. Lifetime earnings over $894,000. A lifetime mark, 150 4/5. Number 3 is Born to Ramble. He's a bay gelding, 5 years old, by Stay Hungry, out of Burlesque by Mach 3. Owned, trained and driven by Rick Miller of Defiance. Lifetime earnings over $107,000. A lifetime mark, 153 3/5. And number 4 is Jetstream. He's a bay gelding, 6 years old, by Jeremy's Jet, out of Look Again, Edda, by Fancy Schmancy. Owned by Jessica Shetler of Urbana, Ohio. Trained and driven by Dan Shetler. Lifetime earnings over $50,000. A lifetime mark, 154. Those are your horses for the first division of the 2025 Peony Pace. There's Win Place.
So why is it the Peony Pace? As I said, this became a very popular area. And as people started, building homes here, I just caught on with the communities, and everybody wanted to plant peonies. So they did. And eventually it got so big that they started hosting an annual festival that is still hosted to this day. I believe it's in June. So we already missed it for the year. But the first time the Peony Festival was held was 1932. And Van Wert is known as the peony capital of the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I would have never known that.
I would have never known that either.
So that is why we have the Peony Pace. We host the Peony Pace here.
Maybe Circleville should have the pumpkin pace.
I don't know if they'll give up the Steamin' Demon for that.
I don't think so either. Maybe they could add one.
But just a field of 4 here for the Peony Pace. On the rail, we have Ramblin' Rockstar, Manny Miller in the bike for Jesse Smucker. This is a 4-year-old gelding by Freaky Feet Pete, owned and bred by Marcus Smucker of Indiana. 18 starts this year and 4 wins. 27 starts lifetime. All of the wins have come this year. $22,000 made in 2025. Last time out at Hicksville, although he made a break right out of the gate, still finished 3rd in 203-1. Before that was racing at the Meadows under a different trainer, but going consistently in 54 and a piece.
All right, the 2, Beyond Light. This is an oldie, but this is a goodie. 11-year-old bay gelding by Better's Delight out of a rock and roll Hanover mare. Has almost $900,000 in his bank with 282 lifetime starts with 36 wins. This guy is a definition of a true war horse. His last couple starts, which was over a month ago, was at Scioto in a 15 claimer. This guy here has been pacing, anywhere from 51 to 54. Ashley, you know just as well as I do, the parimutuel tracks they're brutal. Everything is rough. Time is fast. So this guy here, they look like Phil Boulanger have given him a little bit of a break and came back to the fair tracks to kind of strengthen him back up, and hopefully we can see him at the parimutuels.
Lifetime mark in 50-4.
That was at Pocono, and that was at the age of 5.
And almost $900,000. Amazing.
It's a lot of money.
Our 3-horse Richard Miller trains and drives Born to Ramble. This is a 5-year-old gelding by Stay Hungry. He's hit the board 12 of 24 seasonal starts, $107,000 made in his career. Last time out in the Signature Series at Hicksville, did have a second place finish in 2:03.2, going a handful back though. On July 21st at Northfield, was 4th in an 8,000 claimer and won 55-1.
Number 4, Jetstream. Jessica Shetler sends out Daniel Shetner to train and drive. This is a 6-year-old Jeremy's Jet gelding. This guy here, 2 starts back, was in non-wars of 750 in 2025, 7,500 in 2025. Sorry, I guess I should get that right. He was 3rd, paced a mile in 57-2 with Jason Beatty in the race bike. He likes a fair track. Here they go. Let's go to Bill for the call of the 3rd.
They come. The year off in the first division of the Peony Pace. First horse away out the rail is Ramblin' Rockstar. On the outside second is Beyond Delight. Ramblin' Rockstar now goes off stride. That's Beyond Delight with the lead. Up on the outside second comes Jetstream. Racing at the rail third is Born to Ramble, the last horse, Ramblin' Rockstar. Dan Shetler has Jetstream on top by 1 length. Racing in there second is Beyond Delight, driven by Justin Belanger. Third is Born to Ramble, driven by Rick Miller. And the last horse is Ramblin' Rockstar, driven by Emmanuel Miller. First quarter paced in 28 4/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Jetstream by about 2.5 lengths. Racing second, Beyond Delight. Third. No change as they race down toward the Jetstream, bringing the horses down to the half. About 2.5 lengths back second is Beyond Delight. Racing third is Born to Ramble, and trailing is Ramblin' Rockstar. Past that half-mile mark, that's still Jetstream with the lead, followed by Beyond Delight. First half paced in 57 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Jetstream. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark now, Rick Miller's out and on the move with Born to Ramble. Still with the lead is Jetstream. Born to Ramble rages up on the outside second, Beyond the Light along the rail third, and racing fourth is Ramblin' Rockstar. 3/4 in 129 2/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. Born to Ramble now sticks his nose out in front. Bring back second of the rail is looking for racing room is Beyond the Light, and closing in fourth is Ramblin' Rockstar. They race toward home. That's Born to Ramble and Jetstream and Beyond the Light. As they come for home, Born to Ramble and Jetstream. Born to Ramble and Jetstream. Born to Ramble and Jetstream. It's going to be Born to Ramble, and here they all come. Jetstream up for place, I believe, with Beyond the Light up for third. A mile in 2:01.
Slowed down a little bit there.
Slowed down a little bit, but they
Or a lot of bit, actually.
Yeah, but they were moving.
They were. That opening quarter, 28 4. I mean, that was smoking on this track. I have 3, 4, 2, 1 across the wire. Born to Ramble, 25 starts in 2025. Now 4 wins for that 5-year-old gelding by Stay Hungry.
This guy seems like to like This guy seems to like a half-mile track. If I could get that out. He's been racing primarily at Northfield from the book.
It's only his 5th start under owner, trainer, driver, Richard Miller. Must have claimed him right up there at Northfield. I'm not sure who. Roush. Do you know that?
Robert
Roche.
Bobby Roche.
Roche,
Yeah.
not Roush. Roche. That's who originally had this guy before Miller did. 3-4-2-1 unofficial. Our one horse did make a break out of the gate, but I mean by the end though, he made up a ton of ground.
He was closing hard, yes. And he also looks like a new member to the Jesse Schmucker stable, as he has had him one other start, and the prior before that looks like he was in Pennsylvania, was a resident over there. Man, these people like really come prepared.
They're with the chairs, or what are you talking about?
No, she's got a jacket and a vest on.
Oh. Jasmine's cold over here. I'm actually a little. Matt, you're cold. I'm cold. We've been sweating all summer long.
It was like 73 and sunny when I left Toledo, and I knew it was going to get cool tonight, but I was not expecting it to be cold at 7 o'clock.
And here comes Richard Miller. This is his first driving win of the season.
Oh, coming in from Defiance, Ohio, comes number 3, Born to Ramble, owned, trained, and won a victory by Rick Miller. Now, this is a Gary Adams Memorial Race. Gary was the speed superintendent here at the Wert County Fair for many years. In fact, he was the one who hired me back in when I started announcing here in 1980. And he was also served as a county commissioner for many years. And this blanket is given in his memory. Let's have a big hand here for Rick Miller, Mark Hedworth, Bill Webb, and Born to Ramble, and the family of Gary Adams for giving this blanket in his memory. Here are the official placings for race 3 from the top. Number 1, Ramblin' Rockstar was 4th. Number 2, Beyond Delight was 3rd. Number 3, Born to Ramble was the winner. And number 4, Jetstream was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 28 4/5. The half was in 57 2/5. The 3/4 in 129 2/5, with a mile in 2:01. From the top it should read 4-3-1, 2 on the bottom, the mile in 2:01.
That makes us official for race 3, turning the page. We're actually going to move over to the Signature Series Trot, known as the Harvest Trot. This is, again, one of 2 divisions for these 4-year-olds and up. Now scratched down to a field of 4. If you're following along with the program, Mark Hedworth now to drive the 1, Feisty Jim, and the 3, Mission Voyage, is now a scratch. Jasmine and I will introduce you to the field, but first let's thank our sponsors for letting us do what we do.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs, jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Headed into race number 4 of 10 this evening. I'm sure, who else is on right now, Matt? We went on, of course, at 6:30, so thanks for, Caldwell went off at 6:30 as well. And Mount Gilead would have wrapped up early this afternoon as well. It's been a very busy day for all of OHHA, our cameramen, our talent. It's been insane. Will continue to be insane, really, until Delaware. that's about the only way this time of year feels. Is just
it's very busy.
You don't know which way to look. Don't know the last. Actually, I did eat. I did stop at a gas station on the way here and grabbed a Gatorade and a meat stick. Have you ever had a chomp? I suggest
Can't
them.
say I did a chomp.
A meat stick. Oh, I'll have to.
Hey, here's my.
Oh yes, you did offer me. You came up some Hershey's cookies and cream. Oh,
this
you did.
guy.
It's expensive, isn't it? Oh, it's easy to do. If you want a couple bottles of water and then like an entree and a side, you're spending $20 to $25. It's insane. Matt, I should have told you. I tried to buy a Michigan bred yesterday. I did. A 3-year-old filly. I can't remember the trainer. She was on gate, so I'm itching, right? I've been itching, but I probably will still go in with my mom on a baby this year, but I know better. If I'm just getting back into the owning game, I know better than to own a baby right away.
But the baby game is a rich man's game.
Yes, because you sit for really almost a year.
Too long.
And you hope they make it to the track. And so I probably will still buy in, but a small portion. Because it's just, it's a waiting game.
It's a game of ups and downs.
And I kind of would need something to race right away. And so I was casually looking on gate, and there was a 3-year-old filly. I can't remember now what she's out of. Michigan bred. She raced a little bit at Northfield, but she's been at the fairs, made a little bit of money at the fairs. And for me, it's so hard to compare the fair tracks because they are that totally different. They don't go for near the money we go for. Their tracks really aren't together like ours are.
Plowed fields.
Yes. And it's like, oh, she's going all right. She made a little bit of money there. And I watched her couple starts at Northfield, and she looks like she's tying up. So, okay, we can fix this. And then I took a look at her pictures, and her angles are real low. Like, I think we could fix some things, right? Improvement is what I'm looking for, is to drop her into really be Dayton and
right,
Miami Valley, because that's
the big
they
money.
go for a lot of money down there in the winter. And no one had a bid on her. No one. And then all of a sudden, you know how they do. Those last 2 minutes.
Yes.
She went up, skyrocketed. I'm like, somebody else saw what I saw, that she had some room for improvement. And so I don't know who ended up getting her, but I might nose around a little bit. But I almost bought a Michigan bred. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly it, and that's what I'm just going to keep my eyes out, because there doesn't mean there's anything wrong with those horses. People are just making room for babies.
And sometimes they've had them entirely too long. Horses need change too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll let you guys know how that turns out.
Let us know.
But I was getting kind of excited, and then I knew better. Yeah. Do they really?
Huge. That's huge for Michigan.
But I tried to go up. I talked about this a couple fairs ago. A couple weekends I was up in Hart, Michigan, which is about an hour and a half south of Traverse, so it's on Lake Michigan. I was really excited. I'm never up there when they race. My best friend from college lives there, and I got to visit her, and I said, oh my gosh, we're going to go to the fair. And they canceled both days because the track was not in condition. So missed out on that one. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful, and because of our schedule with the races, I almost never make it up there in the summertime at all. This is the first year. She's lived up there, I think, 4 or 5 years now, that I got to actually go into Lake Michigan. Still very cold. Still very cold. But it was swimmable and had a ton of fun. And it's just...
Did you get in the water?
I did. I did. And if you have never seen the Great Lakes, I mean, Lake Erie is big, but it's really not compared to the others. And Lake Michigan, it's just, they're small seas. They're not lakes. They're small seas.
Yeah, no kidding. But it's pretty to see, like, when you look out and you're like, oh man, looks like an ocean. No.
It's actually just
a lake.
Race 4. This is the Harvest Trot, purse of $3,000. I think we're looking for just one more to make his way to the track. Our 3 is a scratch. Mission Voyage will not be joining us here this evening. We did not have a reason, so not sure if it was personal transportation, sick. I'm not sure what that scratch was. It looks like our saddle pads. Everybody has
Harvest Trot.
Yeah, very specific saddle pads here for Van Wert in our signature series. I did notice that last race for the Peony.
They had pink
Pace, and now we have... Can't tell.
Number 2 horse is going to drop in as the one comes on the track.
Gotcha. All right. Well, here's Bill.
Bill's
series
moving things
going
along.
for a purse of $3,000. This division is the Leonard Steeman Memorial Trot. Number 1 is Feisty Jim. He's a bay gelding, 11 years old, by Triumphant Caveat, out of Feisty Kind of Love by Feisty GG. Owned and trained by Joe Wilson of Marion, Ohio. Driven this evening by Mark Hedworth. Lifetime earnings over $55,000. A lifetime mark, $154,000. Number 2 is Tim Oz. He's a bay gelding, 9 years old, by Lion Hunter, out of Pandora Oz by Prego Nalema. Owned by Rocking Meadow Stable, Greenville, Indiana. By Merv Schmucker. Driven this evening by Mark St. Louis. $427,000. A lifetime mark, $152 2/5, and I believe he was a winner of this race last year. Number 3, Mission Voyage has been drawn. Number 4 is Sierra's Spirit. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old, by Southwind Spirit, out of Sierra's Jesse by Jailhouse Jesse. Owned and trained by Sean Mapes of Reading, Michigan. Driven this evening by Drew Neal. Lifetime earnings over $93,000. A lifetime mark, $157 4/5. And number 5 is Tucky Girl. She's a bay mare, 5 years old, by Pine Tucky, out of Megan's Little Girl by Earl of Stormont. Owned by Rocking Meadow Stable, Greenville, Indiana. Trained by Merv Schmucker. Driven this evening by Emmanuel Miller. Lifetime earnings over $76,000. A lifetime mark, $155 4/5. Those are your horses for the first division of the 2025 Harvest Trot. There's...
All right, taking a look now. Scratch down of our field of 4. Mark Hedworth to drive the 1. Feisty Jim. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Triumphant Caviar, trained by Joseph Wilson. 8 seasonal starts, still looking for the first win, but has hit the board a couple of times. 3 back at Urbana in that overnight there. Did have a 3rd place finish in 2 minutes and 3/5. Lifetime has made $55,000 with a lifetime mark set at 4 years old at Scioto Down in 1:54 flat.
The number 2, Timon Oz. This 9-year-old gelding by Lion Hunter win the Van Wert Harvest Trot last year with Pierce Henry in the race bike. So he is coming back to get his trophy. And it looks like Pierce has been driving this horse here before, but not today. So this 9-year-old Lion Hunter, he is bred from ACL Soteria out of Paris, Kentucky. This will be his 200th lifetime start with $427,000 in the bank, of mark of 52-2 on a 7/8 mile track. He's making a big change today to a half.
Say 200th lifetime start for a 2-horse. That's a big deal.
For a trotter.
That's a big deal.
For a trotter, yeah, that's awesome.
Our 3-horse is a scratch. 4 is Sierra Spirit. Sean Mapes trains Drew Neal in the sulky. 20 starts this season, has hit the board 7 times. Seems he likes to be second. He's got 5 second-place finishes in those 20 tries. A few back on July 30th at Northfield Park. The non-winners of 2,500. Last 4. Oh, we are moving along. I didn't even notice. He was second, 157-2, and Manny Miller will drive the 5. Tucky Girl for Mervyn Schmucker. Here is Bill with the call.
Here, off and trotting the first away is Sarah Spirit. Off stride goes Tim and Oz. Now moving up to be second is Tucky Girl. Moving up to be third is Feisty Jim. The last horse off stride is Tim and Oz. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark, Drew Neal has Sierra Spirit on top by 5. Running second is Tucky Girl, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Third is Feisty Jim, driven by Mark Hedworth. And the last horse is Tim and Oz, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr. Horses are strung out just a wee bit as they go to the quarter-mile mark. Sierra Spirit shows on top by 4 lengths over Tucky Girl. And third is Feisty Jim, and trailing is Tim and Oz. First quarter trotted in 30 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, Sierra Spirit still shows on top by 3.5 lengths. Trotting second is Tucky Girl. Third now going off stride. Taking over third now as they race down to the half is Tim and Oz. Past the half-mile mark. That's Sierra Spirit by 3 lengths. Racing second is Emmanuel Miller with Tucky Girl. Third in there is Tim and Oz, the last horse, Feisty Jim. First half trotted in 1 minute and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Sierra Spirit. The closest horse second is Tucky Girl. Third is Tim and Oz, and trailing is Feisty Jim. Front 3 pretty well bunched. They go to the 3/4 mile mark. Still with the lead is Sierra Spirit. Closing in a wee bit second now is Tucky Girl. Third is Tim and Oz, and trailing is Feisty Jim. 3 quarters in 132 3/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Sierra Spirit with a lead, but closing up on the outside second now is Tucky Girl. That's Sierra Spirit at the rail. Tucky Girl on the outside as they turn for home. Sierra Spirit at the rail. Tucky Girl on the outside. Sierra Spirit and Tucky Girl. It's going to be Sierra Spirit wire to wire, and here the outcome. Tucky Girl up for place. Up for third is Tim and Oz. A mile in 2:01 4/5.
2:01 4/5, and that was all Sierra Spirit. I said she had not had a win so far this season. Excuse me, he, 7-year-old gelding, finally did it. 21 tries now, notches the first seasonal win. Puts an extra $1,500 in his pocket.
Feisty Jim and Timon Oz they were having bad days today.
I know, what an odd thing. I wasn't expecting our 2-horse to make a break. I guess occasionally if you look at his lines, he does. He did at Lima. He ran pretty hard out of the gate. And then even further back on July 2nd at Hoosier Park, he did run pretty early on too.
But he made up a ton of ground, and he seemed like he was trotting after he was done having a bad day.
See, I do have 4, 5, 2, 1 unofficial across the wire. Drew Neal, that's going to be his first of the evening. I'm not sure how many wins he is sitting on for the whole fair season.
I'm not sure either. I would lie to you if I was telling you I kept up with that, because I don't.
Michigan comes number 4, Sierra Spirit, owned and trained by Sean Mapes, driven to victory this evening by Drew Neal. Now, this is the Leonard Steeman Memorial Race, and members of the Steeman family are in the winner's circle for the trophy presentation. Let's have a big hand here for Drew Neal and Sierra Spirit and the family of Leonard Steeman for giving this blanket in his memory. Here are the official placings for race 4 from the top. Number 1, Feisty Jim was 4th. Number 2, Tim and Oz was 3rd. Number 3, Mission Voyage had been drawn. Number 4, Sierra Spirit was the winner. Number 5, Tucky Girl was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 30 3/5. The half was in 1 minute and 2/5. The 3/4 in 1:32 3/5, with a mile in 2:01 4/5. From the top, it should read 4-3 scratch, 1, 2 on the bottom. The mile in 2:01 4/5.
2:01 4/5. Sierra Spirit takes the 4th. Ashley, before we get into probably the best race of the night,
yes,
let's hear some words from our sponsors.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to OHHA.com. That's OHHA.com.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Thanks for joining us. We are almost to the halfway point of the first card of the 2025 meet at Van Wert. Race 5 is going to be the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series. Of course, this is our Pacers A field of 4. If I remember, well, Jasmine, you haven't been up here in years. If you really have been up here.
Yeah, I could. I tried to look it up. I didn't.
Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I really think that there was only one fair last year that hosted a ladies' trot. It was here.
I believe it.
I think it used to be here. I'm not sure.
It's so far for us, so
right.
I don't try to come too far out of my element.
No, I'm pretty positive last year Van Wert did hold a ladies' trot. Usually it's just pace. I don't like.
So we give each track an option. They can do trot or pace or both.
Okay.
A lot of times the trot doesn't fill. So up here, there's a lot more. There's 2 divisions of the Signature Series. There's a lot more trotters up here that are track feasible rather than Southern circuits.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's what it looks like. Monday, we're going to come back. Remember, this is kind of a weird spread between the Van Wert cards. We're not going to come back here until Monday, September 1st, but they're also hosting Ladies Pace then as well.
Monday, too.
Yep. So maybe you can make your way back, Jasmine. Well, you said you're at Scioto.
Yeah, I got to go to Scioto.
What time is post time on Memorial Day?
Yeah, good question.
Here? Are you saying?
No, sorry, for Scioto. It's a special holiday card at Scioto Downs. You guys we just hosted a lot of good races on Saturday. The Ohio Sire Stakes went behind the gate, as well as the Nadia LaBelle, the
Moneymaker,
Send It In. What else?
The Cleopatra. There was a lot of exciting races on Saturday, and were good races. They
were absolutely.
Everything went sub 51.
Yeah, and you weren't out riding, and I was like, "Why is Devin out riding?" They're like, "She's getting married tomorrow." I was like, "Oh."
I was getting married tomorrow, and our filly was in, so I kind of had to entertain the family and kind of, make sure Adam didn't lose it in the paddock if he forgot how to paddock a horse. And so,
How was it for you?
The race?
I mean, any of it. Enjoying, because you probably don't get kind of on the same side as
I don't get to stay on the same side. And when I do go to the track, I personally love going to the track and watching races. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you watch races all the time." I love it. Mm-hmm. I love to go and sit and look at a program. And, I made the point I talked to Brett Miller on Sunday at the wedding, and I talked to him. I said, "Hey, how was my filly through the turn, blah, blah, blah." I was like, from where I was standing, I can't see if she was running in from where I usually stand. So it's a whole different aspect, from sitting in the middle of the track, watching all the horses, watching all their quirks behind the gate and stuff like that, to sitting on the sidelines and kind of watching them go.
And even when you are, whether you're out riding or doing what we're doing now, you're still analyzing the race. Like it is so different when you're not working.
Yes.
In any capacity. Like you're actually just enjoying watching the races. I can't really describe it well, but it is very different because we are trying to, analyze like who's moving first up or who, as far as this commentating part of it, right?
Absolutely,
it's who's moving first up, what was that first quarter, and you're watching it to a level that's not just for like, oh, that was a really, really good race. That horse raced really good. Like you're doing a job with the back end of it. And for you really have to watch the entire field at any given moment.
Who takes a bad step, equipment comes undone. Morgan Hagerman, she's one of my best friends, and she makes fun of me all the time. She's like, "Would you stop talking?" I said, "Morgan, I'm not looking at you, but I'm talking because I'm watching what's going on." So I do like to talk, and you'll see me by the fence jabbering away, but I promise I do pay attention. And the boys know that too, so.
Do you, which of course it's based on the horse, but does there tend to be a driver that has more problematic horses, drives more problematic horses that you're like, "Oh, Trevor Smith's out, I need to go grab him"? Is there anything like that for you?
Yes and no. A lot of times, the Scioto circuit, we race anywhere from 14 to 16 races a night. We have a ton of horses hitting the racetrack every single week. So, I do have my horses. Okay, this one's bad, this one's bad. And I do like to look at the drivers because I want them to know, like, hey, like, this thing gets stupid when it turns. Like, I just want you to be on your toes. I don't want you to be flipped out of the race bike. I don't want you to miss the gate. You know what I mean? So all the things, but Tyler Smith is kind of a sissy sometimes. And sometimes he doesn't eat his Wheaties. So he tends to say, oh, this thing's pulling. So we tend to have
So I was almost there with the Smith boys. I was almost there.
Trevor's the tough guy. Trevor will go through the infield and bounce around in the race bike, and then he'll be like, okay, maybe can you grab me a second?
Yeah.
But me and Tyler have nice little talks as we're walking, as he's pulling up his handholds, and I'm turning around screaming at him.
Pulling up the handholds. Funny how that works sometimes.
Oh, it's and I'm probably the worst too, because I'm like, why? You have no control. They're like, stop being mean. I was like, I'm not being mean. I'm your mother.
You're trying to do your job too, right?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this race. Ashley, every single time a fair hosts this kind of race, it's probably one of the best races.
I'm going to hold you to this.
Okay.
Greenville. I was there on the big night, Thursday night.
Okay.
It was the most relaxed ladies race I've ever watched.
Thursday?
Yes.
There wasn't one.
I was somewhere. I swear. I swear. Maybe it wasn't Greenville.
Probably Lima.
I'm telling you, there was a place.
So yeah, there was only 4 in it, and
no one was fighting for the front. I was like, Jasmine Arnold, where are you at?
She doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, shoot.
She's changed her last name. She might change her driving
dead.
style.
I changed her driving style. Come on now. I think
I can't see.
I say we're not quite there. So finish your thoughts. I think we only have 2 on the track.
I thoroughly enjoy watching these horses. They're all good horses. The girls, we've talked about this before. None of us are friends when the gate folds, and and everyone will admit that. Everybody wants to give their horse a decent trip, and it never pans out. It really doesn't. But when we come off the track, we are all friends, and it's great to have a family, if you will, with girls that are in the sport that like to go behind the gate. That each and every one of us are competitive. Christina Johnson, she's 39 years old. This woman works harder than any man I know. She's tough. She barrel races. She's an equine dentist. She does so many things. Like, she's so versatile. So to see her in the bike is awesome. Mandy Jones, she does think. Let's go to the post parade.
Trained by Ed Conrad, the driver Christina Johnson. Number 2 is Yes I Did, owned by Mandy Jones of Greenville, Ohio, trained by Brian Jones, the driver Mandy Jones. Number 3 is Rockstar's Image, owned by Marcus Schmucker of Spencerville, Indiana, trained by Jesse Schmucker, the driver Bobby Joe Brewer. Number 4 is Black Chili, owned by Wasika Lauder of Taylor, Michigan, trained by Ed Conrad, the driver Leslie Joyce. Horses will take 1 long score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. There's win, place, exacta, and trifecta wagering here in race 5. Your tents the barns. You plan to warm up after race 5.
Did you want to finish your thoughts on other drivers?
So I just wanted to talk about Mandy. Mandy, she is also a versatile horsewoman. She trains with her dad, Brian. They have usually a very, very small stable, but, they also have a food truck. Did you know that?
No. Wait, did I?
I think you did.
I might have known that, actually.
So they have a food truck, super awesome, and I'm not going to lie, I've ate there a couple times, but
support local.
Support local, that's right. Bobby Joe, she trains a handful of horses. She helps Jason in the barn, out of the barn. Jason's a blacksmith, so she's getting tips from kind of all over the place. Leslie Joyce, she owns, she trains, she drives. She has a 3-year-old filly, I believe, Twinkie's BB, and she bred her. And actually, I was just got the story of Twinkie the other day. She actually foaled her at Delaware.
Oh.
She said we had went to dinner one night. I came back. I kind of checked on her. She said she was laying down, and she's like, I had to foal out a baby. So that was super cool. I find that super interesting. But all of these girls, they're not just, girls that throw on a set of colors and throw on a helmet and go yeehaw. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to rate a mile. As much as we don't rate a mile out there, we do know how. So
Well, too good. Just a field of 4 for our Spring Haven Farms Ladies Driving Series Pace. $800 going to be on the line here. Christina Johnson drives the 1. Rockin' TJ for Ed Conrad. This is a 9-year-old gelding by Rockin' Image, owned out of Michigan. His last 3 starts have not been his best. He's made breaks in front of the gate, behind the gate, I guess I should say. Last 3 in a row. Not sure what's going on with him, but if we do go 4 back, was racing up there at Northfield Park, and his mile went in 1:58.4, although he was out of the money. This will, again, be his 200th lifetime start, and he's made $262,000 in his years.
The 2, yes, I did. Mandy Jones.
And we are rolling quickly.
Man.
The light is playing tricks on us.
All right, let's watch this race, and then we will talk about this race after. How about that?
Here they come. Here, off and pacing the first horse away is Rockin' TJ. On the outside, second is Rockstar's Image. At the rail, third is Yes I Did. And the last horse is has Rockin' TJ with the lead. On the outside, second is Rockstar's Image. The rail third is Yes I Did, driven by Mandy Jones. Racing fourth down the backside is Black Tilly, driven by Leslie Joyce. Going past that quarter-mile mark, that's still Rockin' TJ with the lead, with Rockstar's Image hung on the outside second, and at the rail third, Yes I Did, followed by Black Tilly. First quarter paced in 29 and 4/5 seconds. All 4 horses well bunched as they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. Along the rail with the lead is Rockin' TJ. The horse on the outside second is Rockstar's Image. Yes I Did, third along the rail. Moving up fourth now on the outside is Black Tilly. Only about 3 lengths separate all 4 as they come down to the half-mile mark. That's still Rockin' TJ with the lead. Yes I Did now second. Black Tilly moves up third. Racing fourth is as they round the turn now, head down the back. That's mile mark. Catches Rockin' TJ. Horse second on the outside is Black Tilly. Third along the rail is Yes I Did. The last horse is Rockstar's Image. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. Rockin' Tilly and Yes I Did ready to move. Then comes Rockstar's Image. 3/4 in 1:31. And here the outcome. Yes, I Did. Up for place. Up for third is Rock.
.202 and 1/5. I missed the half mile. Did you happen to get the half?
I did not.
So unofficially, I have 4, 2, 1, and 3. Black Tilly, the Ed Conrad trainee, takes the win away from Yes I Did. Mandy Jones protecting her position there. She was not letting that 3-hole go away, and when Bobby Joe's horse died off on the outside, she got a little tired, and Mandy peck up the pieces.
Our 4-horse, that is the 5th win of the season, 2 in a row for Black Tilly. That is a 6-year-old roan mare by Well Said, also owned out of Taylor, Michigan. Our 2-horse was I guess our 2-horse and our second place finisher was Yes I Did. And in third, Rockin' TJ. I think Christina Johnson did a great job with him. I didn't see a miscue. As I mentioned when I introduced him, his last 3 starts have just not been good. He's been making some odd breaks, but I didn't see any there.
No, he looked really good leaving the gate. Christina, she didn't really give him his head like most people do, if you will. It looks like he had been at, Northfield and races like that where they just kind of yeehaw out of the gate, and Christina did a great job and kept him held together and allowed him to pace through the first turn. Which Also, it looks like he got tired. I mean, he hasn't raced since the 1st of July.
Oh, yeah, good catch on that one.
He looks like he had a little break and came back, and he was still third, so he raced good. Kudos to them.
So our little 3-year-old filly, our 3-horse Rockstar's Image, also just got tired there. Was going to try to go the long mile, and she's didn't start at all at 2. She's a baby.
Coming in from Taylor, Michigan, comes number 4, Black Cherry, owned by Wasika Lauder, trained by Ed Conrad, and driven to victory this evening by Leslie Joyce. And Leslie is the current leader in the Springhaven Farm Ladies Driving Series for the totals for the points in this system this year. The blanket for this race is in memory of Dino Mollenkoff. Let's have a big hand for Wasika Lauder, Leslie Joyce, and Black Tilly. And for those giving this blanket in memory of Dino Mollenkoff.
We were just razzling
Here are the
Tyler.
official placings for race 5 from the top. Number 1, Rockin' TJ was 3rd. Number 2, Yes I Did was the winner, was 2nd. Number 3, Rockstar's Image was 4th. Number 4, Black. The mile in 2:02 and 1/5. From top it should read 3:24 on the bottom. 2 and 1/5.
We will recap that
In
for
the
you.
upcoming race 6,
the opening quarter was 29-4 to the half in 1 minute and 2/5. 3/4, 1:31, and final mile time was 2:02 and 1/5. From the top down, it goes 3:241 for the 5th. And so we apologize. We know we're having some audio issues. I'm sure we have some comments on it. Thanks for staying patient with us. It sounds like we always are having some audio issues throughout the years here at Van Wert, so we will try to work our magic, but we'll make sure that you get all the information you need, even if it's just Jasmine and I recapping there. I will not be trying my hand at announcing. I will leave that to Bill Peters. But we'll make sure that you get all that info from him now. Official for the 5th.
Yep, the 5th is over. That was a decent race. Let's go on to the 6th. This is our second division of 2-year-old filly pacers. Our first division, I believe, was our first race, and they had a new track record of 159-3.
So we can see if we're going to break a track record back-to-back.
That's right. So we have a field of 6 here. Before we get into this, Ashley, let's hear a couple words from our sponsors.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Back to Van Wert County Fair with Ashley Daly and I, Jasmine Short.
How's it feel?
I don't know. It's the first time I've really kind of said it.
I know. It was kind of an odd thing. I do
is.
not introduce myself as Ashley Shell. I'm not legally changing my name, at least not anytime soon. My mom was the same way.
Was she really?
Yep. So she's a Dingledine, and which is interesting. Hi, Colton. I will do your passport. Let me finish my thoughts here. I'm going to sign a passport. We're at Van Wert, day 1. There you go. Thank you. So I am not legally changing my name. One, I don't think it would do a whole lot. In this business, I'm always going to be a daily. I don't think anybody... I love
if
my
you
husband,
change it, they're going to be like,
no one knows who Shell is.
Yeah.
Shell pulls no weight.
The daily pulls a little bit of weight. Yeah.
And my mom was the same way, actually. Her and my dad, when I was born, they were not legally married. They were together for like a long time, but before they had me. But I was actually 5 or 6 when they got legally married.
Really?
And because you know why?
No. Attention the barns are now ready for your horses for race 6.
I think you forgot to turn that off. I came home from kindergarten, asked why my last name is different than my mom's last name. So then she's like, oh, I guess we should do it. And that was the reason that she really, when I started questioning why my last name was not her last name. So that may happen to me later on. But right now, I'm okay with it. Doesn't even matter if I do change it. Like, people around here are just going to know me as Daily.
They know exactly who you are as Daily.
But so happy for you, Jasmine. You've been with Adam, you said, for 8 years? 8 years too long?
It's been 8 years. I mean, I'll let you know after December.
Right.
No. It's all fun and games, but no, 8 years is kind of a long time. A bunch of people at the track, they're like, do you have cold feet yet? Are you nervous? I'm like, it's been 8 years. Like,
I had 8 years to figure this out.
I had 8 years to think about this. Like, I'm okay now. Like, that's my best friend.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Was it everything that you hoped it would be?
It really was. It really was. I mean, you know, we had a relatively decent sized wedding, and I'm a people person, and Adam's very shy until you kind of get to know him, and then you can't shut him up. But, you know, he to talking to all the people, to seeing everybody that came from, you know, there's people that came from Texas, from Florida. So
wow.
It was super great to kind of see everybody. So that it's very touching, you know.
It should be, and to say that's how loved you both are. And it sounds like you had everybody and the brother from Scioto Downs.
We had
there
a ton of people there. Yes.
Has anybody asked you if it feels any different yet?
My
married feel different?
My mom texted me. She texted me yesterday, and I was sick yesterday.
Oh no. Were you okay? What kind of sick?
I mean, self-conflicted.
I was gonna say
sick.
Probably post weddings kind of sick, post party kind of sick. Well, happy you're feeling better.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions like, oh, does it feel any different? I'm like, no. We already live together, own the house together, pay bills together. We've been doing this for years. Actually, it feels no different. I'm just legally attached.
Right.
And so my bad horse habit is now his bad horse
I was going to
habit.
say, when Poster Pet win the other day, or Pet Post.
Are you Pet Project?
Yeah, Project. That's what I said, Poster.
Poster Pets was Frank's.
Yes.
Horse.
Okay.
Yes. Pet Project is our nice 2-year-old colt this year. Yeah.
When he raced the other day, I totally thought of you, and I was like, I bet her husband is going nuts.
He was actually working, so he wasn't with me. He was not with me at Scioto. He was actually working, but he makes sure that he steps away and he'll watch him live. And that one has been very, very exciting for us. That's I'm trying to tell myself, because we're just so excited to live in the moment.
Absolutely, you have to.
And I hope this horse, you know, you just gotta. You hope they all stay sound and healthy, and that's always the big hurdle, right? Not that we're having any issues, but you never know. You really never know what these things are going to do.
They're athletes and they're animals.
And it's like, he has took us on such a ride already in his 5 career starts that it's like that. So, okay, I'm going to get kind of emotional and deep here for a moment.
Okay.
I kind of beat myself for a bit.
5 out, that leaves 1 to come.
I don't know how to turn that off without Matt. I used to beat myself up right after my dad passed at I didn't learn enough from him, and I just didn't spend enough time in the barn. And this is going to sound very young and naive, because I was, but I grew up and my dad was the best. I kind of oh yeah, we're going to win a sire stake final. Why would we not? We always do.
Right.
I didn't know how hard it was. And I don't mean to sound like entitled
last
in that way,
horse
but I
is on its
truly
way.
just didn't know
Let's get
because
them
my
together and
dad
line up
just
to
did
parade.
it.
Right.
And then when he
He
passed,
was a very good horseman, and he knew what he was looking for, and he knew what the hell he was
well,
doing.
thank you. And so, especially after the fact, I would beat myself up like I might never experience that ever again. We did, have a really nice. It's Rose Run Ulysses. Our big red horse was a really nice 2 and 3 year old, but that was really the last one that Dad trained. And after that, the feeling changes, right? And I kind of beat myself up of, there's a good chance we
for
never
race 6.
feel
This
that
is the
again.
second
And this
division of
horse
the
is
2-year-old
just,
filly Pace. Going for a purse
it will never be the same
of
without my dad,
$7,163.
but it's just
A
put
blanket
such a
courtesy
spark
of Estel Chevrolet.
almost in life
One
again.
is Racing Artist.
Here's our
owned by
post
Bill
parade
Webb
of
of Defiance and Denny
V6,
Miller of
fifth.
Archbold, trained by Bill Webb, the driver, Mark Hedworth. Number 2 is Ever Lather, owned by Miller Racing Stable and Chris Gilbert of Greenville, Ohio, Roger Miller of Archbold, Ohio, Jeff Banky of Fremont, Indiana, Amazing Racing Stable of Middle Point, Ohio, trained by Ryan Miller, the driver, Drew Neal. Number 3 is Don't Bruise Deb, owned by High Stakes Stable Incorporated of Farmington Hills, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver, Mark St. Louis Jr. Number 4 is City of Fear, owned by Rick Essel of Oakwood, Ohio, trained by Chad Williamson, the driver, Pierce Henry. Number 5 is Cinder Kelly, owned by Phil King of Windham, Ohio, trained and driven by Leslie Joyce. And number 6 is Dancing Again, owned by Mandy Jones of Greenville, trained by Brian Jones, the driver, Jeff Neisonger. Horses will take one long score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out.
A field of 6 for the 6. This is going to be the second and final division of 2-year-old filly Pacers, purse of $7,163 on the rail. Mark Hedworth with Racing Artist, trained and co-owned, also bred by Bill Webb. This is a Racing Hill filly. She's been a pretty nice one. She's looking to go 3 in a row here. 7 lifetime starts with 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 2 third place finishes. Over $14,000 made for this homebred.
Super impressive having a Racing Hill homebred. Yeah, I mean, you see them, but you don't see a lot
but you
of them.
don't. Yeah, at the same time, we've talked about in the past, there's really 2 dominant pacing sires, and Racing Hill is not one of them.
No,
yeah, nice filly.
Very nice. All right, the 2, Ever Lather, a 2-year-old bay filly by Lather Up. This filly here has only had 4 lifetime starts. She is hitting the track to make her 5th. She's had 2 out of 4 hitting the board with $2,500 made for this year. She looks like a late bloomer, but she was a $27,000 purchase, and looks like they have gave her time to grow, and she is slowly coming into herself as she is dropping times. There at Salina, she went in 2 minutes, and the time before that, she was at Scioto Downs, and a non-winner's a 2, or a non-winner's a 1 for 2-year-old fillies. She paced 57 and 2.
Don't Bruise Deb, Mark St. Louis Jr. in the bike for Steve Novak. This is a Dancing Yankee filly, bred and owned by High Stakes Stable of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Just 3 lifetime starts so far. Last time out, she did look her best. Stayed flat throughout the entire mile at Tiffin. Finished 6th at distance.
All right, City of Fear is the 4. This is a 2-year-old Fear the Dragon. I personally like Fear the Dragons. They are very sassy.
I do
they
too.
are very
A lot of people don't.
Vocal.
I do too.
And a lot of these fillies are really big, so I actually didn't get a good look. Actually, I do see her. She is a big filly. Pierce is not a small fella, and he's very tall and lengthy, I should say, but she looks like she's a decent filly as well. So I personally like those. I like to see that. So this is $11,000 Buckeye Classic sale purchase. Her last start out, she did race in the Buckeye Sire Stakes at Scioto on August 21st. She was 3rd, pacing her mile in 54 and 1 home and 29 and 1. That is very impressive, as she has 8 of 10 this year with $23,000 made of a mark of 57 and 1 on a half-mile track, and she is back on a half today.
Our 5 horse is Cinder Kelly. Leslie Joyce trains and drives. This is a filly by Well Said. This is her very first lifetime starts. No qualifiers to go off of. Philip King of Winham, Ohio, does own. It's a $5,000 purchase out of the Blooded Horse Sale. We noticed this horse as it was warming up, and Jasmine pointed out, hey, this is a 2-year-old. I said, what? That's a 2-year-old? She is a big, big, big filly.
She is a big girl, and hopefully she can make big things happen. Dancing again, Brian Jones sends out this 2-year-old black filly by Dancing Yankee, Mandy Jones, which was our second place driver in the race before. Jeff Neisonger is going to drive this $5,000 purchase. She was 2 for 2 for this year, has a mark of 202 and 4 at Troy. And it looks like she paced in 2-2 flat at Wapakoneta a month before. So they are heading to the gate. This is our 2-year-old pacing fillies, the second division, going for $7,100. The first division was the first race, and they did make a track record of 59-3. So that was broken after being set in 2002 up to Bill Peters for the call of the 6th.
Here they come. They're off and pacing the first horse away, Racing Artist. Dropping in their second is Ever Lather. Up third is City of Fear. Racing fourth is Dancing Again. In their fifth is Don't Bruise Deb. The last horse off stride is Cinder Kelly. For that quarter-mile mark, Mark Heatherworth has Racing Artist on top by a length and a half. Pacing second is City of Fear, driven by Pierce Henry. In their third is Ever Lather, driven by Drew Neal. Fourth is Dancing Again, driven by Jeff Neisonger. Fifth is Don't Bruise Deb, driven by Mark St. Louis. The last horse, Cinder Kelly, driven by Leslie Joyce. First quarter paced in 30 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's Racing Artist by 1 length. City of Fear racing right there second. Racing in their third is Ever Lather. Moving along fourth is Dancing Again. Fifth is Don't Bruise Deb, and farther back sixth is Cinder Kelly. Front five pretty well bunched as they race down to the half-mile mark. Along the rail with the lead is Racing Artist, pouring on the pressure on the outside. Second is Ever Lather. City of Fear racing in their third. Dancing Again is fourth. Fifth is Don't Bruise Deb, and sixth is Cinder Kelly. First half paced in 101 and 2/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Racing Artist. The closest horse second along the rail is City of Fear. On the outside third is Ever Lather. At the rail fourth is Dancing Again. Fifth is Don't Bruise Deb, and trailing is Cinder Kelly. Going to the 3/4 mile mark. Front four still well bunched. That's Racing Artist with the lead. Flying 3 wide on the outside is Dancing Again. At the rail third is City of Fear. Fourth is Ever Lather. 3/4 in 132 and 1/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Racing Artist by 2 lengths over Dancing Again. City of Fear races third with Ever Lather fourth. As they race through the lane, that's Racing Artist and Dancing Again. Racing Artist and Dancing Again. It's going to be Racing Artist wire to wire, and here the outcome. City Again up for place, up for show is Ever Lather. A mile in 2 minutes and 4/5.
Oh, it did come home a little bit faster than I expected them to. Final mile time, 2 minutes and 4/5, and that was all Racing Artist. So we introduced her. That was 8 lifetime starts with now 4 wins, 3 in a row for that Racing Hill.
This is also a homebred. Bill Webb co-owns with Denny Miller out of Archbold, Ohio. And he had also bred her. 2-year-old Racing Hill. This is what we were talking about earlier. You know, there's a lot of top pacing sires, but you don't usually see, you know, Racing Hill to be one of them. But I will say, isn't Racing Rebel a Racing Hill?
Good question, but it seems like it should be.
That would make sense.
It would make sense, but I don't know for sure. But
that was a big race.
He raced huge on Saturday, and you know,
and that was the Send It In.
That was the Send It In pace, yeah. So his groom, Stephanie, she I love her. I don't know if you know. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know if I do.
Stephanie Turley.
Oh yes,
yes. Yeah. She takes care of Racing Rebel, and literally her horses are like her children. She doesn't have any children. Nick has a little baby, but Stephanie doesn't have any children. And, you know, to see Stephanie like take care of these horses and to be the groom that she has become is awesome to see. And I'm happy for, you know, the Burke Brigade and Chris and, you know, all of them, but it gives me more joy to see, you know, Stephanie with kind of tears in her eyes as she's walking that horse through the winner's circle. And, you know, he just won one of the biggest races of the night. So let's go to the winner's circle to see Racing Artist.
Go on to the winner's circle. Coming in from Defiance and Archbold comes number 1, Racing Artist. Webb and Denny Miller, trained by Bill Webb and driven to victory this evening by Mark Hedworth. A blanket for this race is courtesy of Estill Chevrolet. And Estill Chevrolet, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 6 from the top. Number 1, Racing 3rd. Number 3, Don't Bruise Deb was 5th. Number 4, City of Fear was 4th. Number 5, Cinder Kelly was 6th. A mile.
All right, the rundown for the 6th. We're having a couple technical difficulties, but we are doing our best to get those fixed. The quarter time is 30-2, the half in 1:01-2, 3/4 in 1:32-1, a finishing mile in 2 minutes and 4/5. From the top down, Racing Artist was the winner. Everett Lather was 3rd. Don't Bruise Deb was 5th. City of Fear was 4th. Cinder Kelly was 6th, and Dancing Again was 2nd.
While we were yapping, we're waiting for Bill. I did not realize Bill Webb trained Nob Hill High.
Yes.
That's very cool. And your Adam's connection.
Yes,
Why
Adam's
don't you
connection.
talk about that in just a second?
So when we decided to breed Princess Babyella, which that was our kind of first home, our first, horse, he said, I want to go to Nob Hill High. And I'm like, whoa. Like, there's way better horses out there than him. He's like, do you know I used to groom him? So super cool backstory there. Adam started out as a groom, as most should. And Adam worked for Bill Webb for a lot of years. And Adam actually took Nob Hill High to a couple big races. So when we went to Hagermeyer Farms and seen him and, decided, that's who we're going to breed to, this is what we're going to do, he said he hasn't changed a bit. And, he stamps them, and so does our mare, thankfully. Adam always said he had big Mustang feet. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he has...
Like patties?
Yes. Like massive... like draft horse pads on his feet. And I'm like, holy smokes. He's a decent sized horse, don't get me wrong, but like his feet were huge. So I appreciate that trait that he passed down to my girls.
Turning the page, race 7 of 10 up next. This is going to be our smallest field of the day. One and only division, of our
one division.
Our
yep.
3-year-old colt trotters. So they're going to take each of them. Listen, as long as we
start to finish.
Yes.
Start to finish.
Take home a nice paycheck. Just a field of 3 for a purse of $12,435. If you are following along with the program, we do have a couple of changes for you. The 1 horse, Hydroplane and Henry, if it matters to you, he's going to wear trot and hobbles this go around. And our 2 horse, Big Dilly Billy, will now be driven by Emmanuel Miller. Join us back here shortly, and we will talk some more.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Own a little and love it a lot. The Stable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. The Stable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Sure. We're here.
There we go. All right.
Thanks for joining us, Ashley Daly, Jasmine Arnold, and Matt Clark behind the camera. The sun has set finally behind the tree line, and it's been a beautiful evening here at Van Wert. Race 7 up next. Our sophomore colt trotters. This will be the only division. Nice purse, over $12,000 on the line, just a field of 3. We have some thoughts on this field.
We have.
So we're going to do things a little bit differently for this race. We're going to introduce you to all of them, and then we're going to talk about our thoughts. And hopefully you're going to enjoy them because we're having a great conversation back here.
We all think we're trainers. Here we are up here talking about them. We all think we're trainers.
There's a reason we're not racing horses tonight. But hey, on the rail, Hydroplane and Henry. Pierce Henry will drive for Ernest Ayers. This is a gelding by Marseille. 10 seasonal starts. Half of those have been wins with an additional second place and 2 third place finishes. $23,000 on the year, $50,000 lifetime for Hydroplane and Henry. There's another one. His last 3 starts have just not been good. He's making all kinds of breaks. So tonight is going to be his first start with Trot and Hobbles. If we go 4 back, however, he was a wire-to-wire winner at Bowling Green in 202-4. Final quarter up there, 29-3. Took a lifetime mark actually last year as a 2-year-old at Delaware in 158-4.
Big Dilly Billy. This is a 3-year-old Bullville Powerful out of the Big Dog. This fella here, he is a 3-year-old, has 11 lifetime starts with $3,500 in his bank. He has currently been around the OHFS circuit. Right? Did I say that right?
Yep.
And he has been around the fairs there. It seems like he has had multiple different drivers. He was a $1,200 purchase. And we'll talk more about him.
And our 3 horse is Uncle Rat, Mark St. Louis Jr. in the bike for Leroy. I believe, is it Ecker? Do not mean to butcher that last name. I will let
Leroy Eicher.
I'll let Bill give the post parade.
Turn it up, I guess.
Number 2 is Big Dilly Billy, all by Trina Hohenstein of Hillsdale, Michigan, trained by Brian Boring, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 3 is Uncle Rat, all by Railroad Stable, Grable, Indiana.
All right, finishing thoughts on Uncle Rat here. This is an Uncle Peter gelding owned out of Indiana. Last start, looks like he raced pretty tough. Was 3 wide on the backside at Hicksville, and the fair ended up 4th back by about 5 lengths in 2:04-2. Was very lightly started last year. I remember him coming on late, I believe, and I say, yep, it was a Walls horse. Bruce Walls did train this horse last year and early this year, just recently coming into Leroy's stable. 3 starts as a 2-year-old, when 2 of those were wins. Was shut down, brought on late and shut down early, and then this year has 6 starts, 5,200 in 2025, but is still looking for his first seasonal win. A couple back at Miami Valley when he was still trained by Bruce Walls. I just had a lot going on, a lot of breaks, a lot of issues, and so I'm sure that's why he has moved on to Leroy's stable.
Change of scenery, trains of trainer. I love it. I love to change stuff. I am a person for change.
I think I am, because I do not like
I'm
mundane. But then when I'm brought upon change, I don't like it. So what we were talking
You're
about...
an in-betweener.
What we were talking about when we were off air is we were noticing Big Dilly Billy is a Bullville Powerful. That is a small stud.
Very small.
And
Yep.
Matt brought it to our attention that that's a pacer.
He is a pacer, and he is a Better's Delight pacer out of a Matt Scooter mare. That is old breeding, Ashley. It still says that he is 20 years old, and he does have a mark of 49-4 at the age of 6 at Pocono at Poconos. And then at the age of 3, which has been quite some time ago, he has a mark at the Meadowlands at 49 flat. So
do me a favor. Will you
Okay.
look up his mommy?
Bullville Powerful?
No, sorry. Big Dilly Billy is
Okay.
out of Midwest Hottie. Let's see if there's any trotting in her history. So Big Dilly Billy, of course, is in our trotting stake, right? Has been a trotter, I think, I would assume, all of his 11 lifetime starts.
So Midwest Hottie is out of the Big Dog, and the Big Dog is a Chicago horse, and that was a pacing.
It was
horse
also a
out
pacer.
of a Jate Lobel
Okay.
mare.
All right, so
And
this is he is pacing bred pure
through and through.
but he is not pacing, and he's still making a lot of breaks, trotting as well. Generally, I mean, it's really throughout the race, but definitely does early on out of the gate. But it's interesting because we were talking about hydroplaning. Henry's going to throw on some hobbles just because he's been making some breaks. Big Dilly Billy, although making breaks, does not have any hobbles.
If I'm Pierce Henry, I spot the gate about 5 or 6 lengths and just keep him flat, and then go. That's my strategy.
That
with
would be
hydroplaning
ideal.
Henry right now.
And Pierce Henry's never drove this horse, so Pierce Henry might, which it looks like that's what he's trying to do, right? I can't see over there.
Definitely going to try and time it anyways. It was just so uncharacteristic. It was just out of nowhere Henry started doing this. So hopefully he gets his mind right with those hobbles on.
Which he was scored down aggressively.
The year off and trotting the first horse away is Uncle Rat. Dropping in there second is Hydroplane and Henry. And the last horse is Big Dilly Billy. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark, Mark St. Louis has Uncle Rat on top by 2 lengths. Trotting second is Hydroplane and Henry, driven by Pierce Henry. A little farther back third is Big Dilly Billy, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Racing toward that quarter-mile mark, there's no change. That's Uncle Rat by 2 lengths. Still racing second, Hydroplane and Henry, and trailing is Big Dilly Billy. First quarter trotted in 30 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, with the lead is Uncle Rat. 2 lengths back second, Hydroplane and Henry, and trailing is Big Dilly Billy. No change as they race down toward the half. That's Mark St. Louis and Uncle Rat bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting in the golden chair second is Pierce Henry with Hydroplane and Henry, and trailing is Big Dilly Billy. Past the half-mile mark. That's still Uncle Rat by a length and a half now over Hydroplane and Henry, with Big Dilly Billy trotting third. First half trotted in 102 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. I've got to catch Uncle Rat. A length and a half back second is Hydroplane and Henry. And closing in a wee bit third now is Big Dilly Billy. No change going toward that 3/4 mile mark. Uncle Rat now opens up about 2 lengths over Hydroplane and Henry, but now Pierce Henry goes to work on Hydroplane and Henry, and he closes in the gap a little bit. Big Dilly Billy still trails. 3/4 in 133 2/5. as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Uncle Rat at the rail, but here comes Hydroplane and Henry up on the outside as they race toward home. Uncle Rat at the rail, Hydroplane and Henry on the outside. Uncle Rat and Hydroplane and Henry. Uncle Rat and Hydroplane and Henry. It's going to be Hydroplane and Henry, and here they all come. Uncle Rat up for second. A mile and 2:04 and 2/5.
2:04 and 2 is a little training mile for Hydroplane and Henry.
Seems to agree with the hobbles.
Got to be a confidence builder for him.
Confidence booster for sure.
That makes 6 wins on the season and 11 tries for Hydroplane and Henry. Driven by Pierce Henry. Honestly, though, Uncle Rat, though, put in a decent mile, too, considering what his lines previously have looked like. I know it was just a 3-horse field, but hey.
Hey, it's still a race. Also, I want to make the note that, you know, since Leroy Eicher has got Uncle Rat, he had taken him off Lasix. And he had him here in Ohio. So I know when you go to Kentucky or Pennsylvania or even Indiana, you have to qualify on off. You can take them on. You could leave them for 90 days, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But the Lasix rule is way different. So I do see that he is off Lasix, and he had raced very well today. Hydroplane and Henry got the 2-hole trip, and you know, Matt was making the comment earlier, if I was Pierce Henry, and Pierce did a great job. Let's see what he looks like in the winner's circle.
Comes number 1, Hydroplane and Henry, owned by Ernie Ayers and Ellen Belmore, trained by Ernie Ayers, and driven to victory this evening by Pierce Henry. A blanket for this race, courtesy of Clint Myers Excavating, LLC. Let's have a big hand here for Ernie Ayers, Ellen Belmore, Pierce Henry, and Hydroplane and Henry, and to Clint Myers Excavating, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 7 from the top. Number 1, Hydroplane and Henry was the winner. Number 2, Big Dilly Billy was third. And number 3, Uncle Rat was second. Time of the first quarter was 30 and 2/5. The half was in 1:02 and 2/5. The 3/4 in 1:33 and 2/5, with a mile in 2:04 and 2/5. From the top, it should read 1:32, a mile in 2:04 and 2/5. Your attention to the barns. We're now ready for
Big Dilly Billy, if we were making such a fit over him, really was going to stay flat the whole mile.
He was. He trotted phenomenally. No trotting hobbles, pacing bred through and through. You know, he did a great job. I think maybe that hump in the track may have got him the second time around.
Yes, for the second time around even.
Yeah.
So he was on a pretty hard break crossing the wire, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Just that 3-horse field. I want to talk about purse distribution because I always find this interesting. So for our 3 starters, our winner, Hydroplane and Henry, is going to take 60%. Second place takes 28%. And third still takes 12%.
It's very, very nice.
Official now for race 7, turning the page, race 8. Another one and only division of 2-year-old colt pacers. $13,710 up for grabs, scratched down to a field of 5. The 2-horse Chattahoochee, now driven by Manny Miller. The 5-horse Good Gossip, Mark St. Louis Jr. will be behind, and the 6-horse is a scratch. Join us back here shortly, and Jasmine and I will introduce you to the field.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be one-half the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
All right, we are back here at the Wert County Fair. We are on to race number 8 of 10 on this fine evening. The sun finally went down. We don't need our sunglasses, but I feel like we need a bigger coat, Matt. What about you?
I know, yeah. I thought I was prepared for this one, and I wasn't. At least the wind died down a little bit. It's manageable now.
That was very helpful. I was not prepared. I did not prepare myself today. So.
As an outrider, for people that don't know, you are the outrider at Scioto.
I am. I am the outrider at Scioto Downs.
Let's
Yep.
talk outriding a little bit. Are there any horses that you really don't like to see in the program because you know they're going to be a problem? You don't have to name them by name, but do you have ones that you're like, okay, I know I have to deal with this one?
So my job is premeditated, when the program or when the draw comes out. I see many horses that don't like to turn. Won't go the right way of the track. There's a lot of different things, but everything that I do, I plan ahead. So everybody that knows me in my little station in my cubby hole at Scioto and even at Miami Valley, I have highlighters everywhere. I highlight the program.
Really?
So, just because, I like to talk. So I get to talking, I flip to the page, I don't see anything. Okay, cool. I flip to the page, I see 3 names highlighted. I'm like, whoa. What do I need to do here? So, there's quite a few horses that need attention, but also there's not a lot. But I will say 3 or 4 years ago, Doc Holliday had a horse at Scioto, and every time he was in, I told Adam, I said, I think I'm sick. I don't want to work tonight. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I physically hate this horse. He gave me a black eye one day. He busted my lip. Oh, he was brutal.
How do you decide when there's multiple in a race then? You know which one is worse, I guess,
so,
or which one,
It's funny that you say that. I was just talking to a group of people Friday night about this, actually. So I would say I'm experienced as an outrider. Loose horses are one of the main things that, you get freaked out about. I don't really get freaked out about loose horses. I just do what I can. If you can't do it, you can't do it. I freak out about 2 horses in the same race that won't turn.
Right.
So if you have one, you're getting to go to the gate, and the other one won't turn, and then you have a whole mess. So I like to do the corral method. So I like to kind of the worser of the 2, I will pony that one, and then I'll kind of keep the other one to the inside of me, and I'll basically kind of corral them, just moving them in a big circle. And the drivers at Scioto, they're great. They really do. They help me a lot, hey, can you pay attention here? This horse won't turn, just keep an eye on him, keep him in a group. So the guys really are helpful for me, and I'm helpful to them, hopefully, most of the time. But, there's some in the same race that you're like, oh, man, just go to the gate. And, at Scioto, we're out there 7-8 minutes.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. It seems like sometimes longer than that.
Sometimes longer, sometimes less. But, you're out there for a while, and I do the best I can do. And sometimes I will come over the radio, and I'm saying, hey, I'm struggling. Can we cut these things to the gate? And 9 times out of 10, they'll help me, but it's a struggle.
How many horses do you use?
So
you have a couple different ones you switch out during the week?
So I have 2. I have William Wallace, and he is a half Mustang, half quarter horse. And then I have Brutus. He is a full quarter horse. So I switch those out usually every other day. If Brutus has a couple more issues than William does, so Brutus he takes a couple more days off, and so Will he's tough, and he's like an old cowboy horse. So He never gets tired, so he
The
can
little
work.
bit I've seen, I mean, they seem to enjoy it. They
Oh,
really
they love
seem,
it.
Yeah.
They really do. And Brutus, he is very funny. Kane Kaufman, and this always comes to mind. If you've spoke to Kane numerous times, right?
Yeah.
He has a very deep, raspy voice. Kane and Brutus, that's like Brutus's person at the track, and it's hilarious. When something happens out on the track and Kane will make a break or he'll holler to get out of the way or something. If I'm not paying attention, I will be on the ground because he is looking for Kane Kaufman and is not a
Really?
joke. Oh, it's bad. All right, so let's go to the post parade for the 8th, and then we will talk about these horses. Enough about me, Ashley. We'll start talking about you.
Racing Stable 2025. The one is the Ebony Dragon, all by Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio, and Cedar Point Beach Racing of Fremont, Ohio, trained by Ty Bates, the driver Drew Neal. Number 2 is Chattahoochee, all by Miller Racing Stable Incorporated, Greenville, Ohio. Chris Gilbert, also of Greenville, trained by Ryan Miller, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 3 is the Muffin Man, all by Gary Gillen of Molina, trained by Chad Williamson, the driver Mark Hedworth. Number 4 is Smith & Western, all by Red Rock Racing LLC of Convoy, trained by Chad Williamson, the driver Pierce Henry. And number 5 is Good Gossip, all by Brianna Novak of Marshall, Michigan, trained by Jeff Novak, the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. And number 6, Captain Said, has been drawn. Horses will take one score.
Here we go. One and only division of freshman Colt Pacers. Over $13,000 we're going to go for on the rail. The Ebony Dragon, Ty Bates trains Drew Neal in the sulky. Last start was at Scioto Downs in the Buckeye Stallion Series, was a winner there in 153 flat final quarter, 28-1. 11 lifetime starts with 8 wins in additional 2 third place finishes. Over $38,000 made for this Fear the Dragon Colt. Was originally a $12,000 purchase out of the Buckeye Classic.
This is so ironic. I don't know. He's playing the Chattahoochee song.
Oh, man, I wish our mics could pick that up.
So the number 2, Chattahoochee, Ryan Miller. This is a 2-year-old bay gelding by Lathered Up out of Hoochie Girl. I don't know if I'm showing my age or what, but I remember this filly racing in the Sire Stakes. And
she's not that old, is she? Because
No.
I remember.
I mean, she's older than what we think, but she's not that old.
Anyway.
So this filly, last start at Lima, she went wire to wire. Drew Neal was very aggressive with her. The start before that, she had the 6-hole at Attica and had the second tier. A lot of horses don't take the second tier very well, especially being a 2-year-old. At Xenia, and they did take her to Hoosier Park. She did pace 57-4 last quarter and 29-2 at a 1/4 of a mile stretch over there. Wilmington, Colton Noble drove this filly for a 3rd place finish in 2 minutes and 2/5. She has 3 out of 6 on the board for a lifetime earning of $5,300.
Mark Hedworth drives a 3 for Chad Williamson. The Muffin Man, this is a Catch the Fire. Originally a $12,000 purchase out of the Buckeye. Last time out in Hicksville, had a 4th place finish in 2:02 and 3. 6 lifetime starts with a single board hit, a 3rd place finish, and that came back on July 1st at Marion.
The 4, Smith & Western, Red Rock Racing LLC out of Convoy, Ohio, sends this 2-year-old Western Fame for Chad Williamson to train and Pierce Henry to drive. This was an Ohio Select sale for $10,000. This horse here has made 7 of 8 starts, 7 on the board out of 8 starts. It's going to make its 9th lifetime start today with $10,000 in the bank with a mark of 201 at Hicksville, which was its last start out. And also, it looks like he took a 2-hole trip and wound up winning by 1/2 length. Pierce Henry gets the drive again today.
Mark St. Louis Jr. on the 5. Good Gossip for Jeff Novak, owned out of Michigan. This is a full me once, 5 lifetime starts with 2 wins, 1 second, 1 third place finish. Has been racing only up at the Michigan Fairs. Last start, or say, let's go two back actually, at Ludington was a winner in 210 flat. Final quarter up there, 29 and 4, $8,500. Made originally a $7,000 purchase out of the Buckeye, and the 6 is scratched.
So if you do have a book and you're taking a look at the 5-horse, here, as Ashley mentioned, these are Michigan fairs that this horse has been racing at. Even though it was purchased from a Buckeye Classic sale, they do not chart all of their lines. Some fairs do, some fairs don't. We'll get into that. So up to Bill Peters for the call of the 8th.
Here they come. Here, off and pacing the first horse away at the rail is the Ebony Dragon. Dropping in there second is Chattahoochee. At the rail third, that is the Muffin Man. Up on the outside fourth is Smith & Western. And the last horse is Good Gossip. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark, Drew Neal has the Ebony Dragon on top by 2 lengths. Pacing in there second is Chattahoochee, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Dropping in third is Smith & Western, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is the Muffin Man, driven by Mark Edworth. And the last horse, Good Gossip, driven by Mark St. Louis. First quarter paced in 29 and 4/5 seconds. Horses are in straight alignment as they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. Sail with the lead is the Ebony Dragon. Racing in there second is Chattahoochee. Third is Smith & Western. Fourth is the Muffin Man. And the last horse, Good Gossip. No change as they race to the half-mile mark. That's Drew Neal and the Ebony Dragon bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting in the golden chair second is Emmanuel Miller with Chattahoochee. Third is Smith & Western. Fourth, the Muffin Man. And fifth is Good Gossip. First half pace in 59 and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The Ebony Dragon still shows on top, but flying up on the outside second is Smith & Western. At the rail third is Chattahoochee. Fourth is the Muffin Man, and trailing is Good Gossip. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's still the Ebony Dragon along the rail with the lead, but pouring on the pressure on the outside second is Smith & Western. Racing third is Chattahoochee. Moving up on the outside fourth is the Muffin Man, and trailing Good Gossip. 3/4 in 1:31 and 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. Now the Ebony Dragon opens up about 2.5 lengths on on Smith & Western. Moving up on the outside third as they race toward home is Smith & Western. Excuse me, that's the Muffin Man. As they race toward home, it's going to be the Ebony Dragon, and here they all come. Smith & Western up for place. Tight for show there between the Muffin Man and Chattahoochee. A mile in 2:01 and 1/5.
Oh, they were smoking.
2:01 and 1/5, and that was all the Ebony Dragon. 2 in a row, makes 9 wins a lifetime for that Fear the Dragon colt. We mentioned, a couple races back now. Not many people like Fear the Dragons. Jasmine and I like Fear the Dragons.
I don't have one.
We had one. And he was pretty much like colt sore. He had a lot of problems his 2-year-old year, running back as his 3-year-old year. Just couldn't keep him sound. So we only had like 2 or 3 starts, but man, did he want to race. Did he want to race?
And they're sassy, and they have like plenty of attitude, which I love that in a horse, but some people don't. I guess that's why my outriding skill, I guess that brings me into the naughties.
Drew Neal notches another win on the night. I think that's the first for trainer Tyler Bates. 2:01 and 1, the Ebony Dragon. Ty Bates always has at least one pretty nice pacer. And this year it seems to be the Ebony Dragon. Last year he had a couple. He had JB Magic and Ma Honey.
Ma Honey, yep.
Now this is
Brack into the winner's circle, where the winners go. Coming in from Gibsonburg and Fremont comes number 1, the Ebony Dragon. Owned by Suzanne Bates and Cedar Point Beach Racing, trained by Ty Bates, and driven to victory this evening by Drew Neal. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Cooper Grain Farm LLC, Amazing Racing Stable 2025. And Brad Cooper and his mother Rosemary are in the winner's circle for the trophy presentation. Let's have a big hand here for the Ebony Dragon and all concerned. And Cooper Grain Farm LLC, Amazing Racing Stable 2025, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 8 from the top. Number 1, the Ebony Dragon was the winner. Number 2, Chattahoochee was 3rd. Number 3, the Muffin Man was 4th. Number 4, Smith & Western was 2nd. Number 5, Good Gossip was 5th. And number 6, Captain Sid had been drawn. Time of the first quarter was 29 4/5. The half was in 59 2/5. The 3/4 in 131 4/5, with a mile in 201 1/5. From the top, it should read 1 3 4 2 5 scratch, a mile in 201 1/5.
Was just talking about how Tyler Bates always has a pretty nice 2-year-old pacer. This year it is the Ebony Dragon. Last year he had multiple, but the colt that he had, JB Magic, still has as a 3-year-old, is owned by Bob Geist, and that's who we saw in the winner's circle there.
Yep.
And it sounded like you talked to Bob. He's just a good human being.
He is. I can't go past him and not say hello to him and his wife, Christy.
I don't think he'll let you walk past him and not say hello.
Yeah. He said that JB Magic won earlier today at Mount Gilead, and the real exciting news was that he was at the sale and got the full sister, so he's pretty excited.
Awesome.
About
That's
that.
exciting to wait and see her kind of develop
Oh,
and bloom.
yeah. I'm sure they're real excited for
What
that.
does JB Magic buy?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to rack my brain right now, and I can't remember who his daddy is. He's not a Fear the Dragon, is he?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I say
can't-
no
really
confidently,
don't.
but
We'll
I don't know.
We'll wait. Thanks for having fun with us today, as we're just
Fear the Dragon.
I would see. Don't doubt me.
Out of Type A Dragon, and Type A Dragon was a Brian Brown trainee.
Okay.
That was out in Artificial.
Do you use Standardbred Canada and not USTA?
Listen,
this is really interesting to me.
Okay, so you can't look at the money and stuff like that because it's obviously Canadian money,
Mm-hmm.
but the Standardbred Canada is so... Okay, so do you remember the day I texted you and I was like, how do you work this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is so easy. Like, literally, all I do is type in the name and click search.
Gotcha.
And if I misspell it, his name doesn't have a space in it.
Yes.
Well, I put a space in
But
it.
it will correct it for you.
But it will correct
USDA
me.
is a monster trying to... Okay.
Monster.
All right. I might have to give it a go.
I'm going to have to check it out. You know who
Yeah.
I was talking to that said uses it all the time is Trey Morgan, Virgil's son.
yes.
And he is huge into
Pedigree.
bloodlines
Oh
and
my
pedigree.
gosh.
And so-
if it's good enough for him, I guess I should give it a shot. You know?
So if you just get pedigree, it all comes up, and then you can click kind of like whoever you want, and all his comes up. Like, it's so quick, so easy.
Does it cost?
It does.
Like it does for USDA. Okay,
Yes,
it does.
It does. So I pay per query, if you will, so per search. We run a claiming barn, and we run an older horse barn, so we like to look back. Okay, this horse took a 6-month layoff. You know, at this time and this time, I can see everything, and I like to look back and kind of see all that. And it's a little tougher with the USDA because it doesn't tell me.
I think it's 75 cents a search.
Yeah.
Like for a basic.
For a basic. But
yeah.
it doesn't tell me the trainer. It doesn't tell me the driver. It doesn't
until
tell
you
me what type of
until
class.
you go into the lines. Okay.
Yep.
We're going deep into this. We'll have
Sorry.
to give it a go. Standardbred
75
Canada.
cents U.S. or
USTA, yeah.
No,
sorry, on USTA.
On USTA.
I don't know what Standardbred Canada charges for search. Do you?
Do you have any idea?
Is it there?
Ask Adam.
Ask the man with the money.
Can I just have Adam's password?
Listen, I don't even have it because he typed it in there, so he won't give it to me.
I hope everybody is enjoying their evening. I know that I am. We're learning lots of new things.
We
Having
are
great
learning.
conversations here at Van Wert. Race 9 up next. This is going to be the second and final division of the Peony Pace. This is the Signature Series Pace for 4-year-olds and up. Got another scratch in here. Now 4 horses. Now just 4 horses are going to make their way behind the gate. Join us shortly, and we will introduce the field.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and Pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Headed in now to race number 9 of 10, the penultimate. $3,000 on the line for the Peony Pace. Scratch down to a field of 4. I think we have 1 or 2 horses, maybe just 1 horse out.
Let's talk about the lighting on the track.
Let's do it.
So earlier in the night, the track was fast. It's very hard. Can you hear it? When they were out there.
Oh, yeah.
The
Sorry, I
track
thought
is-
you were waiting for me to answer you. Yes. Yes.
So the track is very hard. They did a great job watering it, doing stuff like that. This track is so lit up. I mean, it has dark spots, don't get me wrong. All county fairs do, but
hardly.
But I'm talking maybe 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So kudos to the Wert County Fair.
This would be a great time. I wish we had Susan Schroeder here. She would know if OHHA gave them capital improvement money. I feel like we did. Maybe some years back. Capital improvement money is something that any racing fair can apply for. And those projects, I can't remember exactly. I think we give up to, we can match. We don't really just give, but we match, I believe, up to $10,000. And it can be a variety of projects that we will help fairs improve themselves upon, but it has to be related for the standardbred harness racing, right? If you are asking for track lights and you race at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you will not be granted track lights, right? So that is a whole process, and our board and Susan are really great with handling that. And I want to say that Van Wert may have taken advantage of that, but I cannot confirm right now.
Well, we'll find out, and we'll come back on Monday, and we'll find out, because this is awesome. Not many fairs.
You're right. Not many fairs look this safe this late. It is dark. It is really dark.
It is dark.
Our sunset probably 30 minutes ago. We still have an interesting sunset into that final turn right behind there.
I don't know if it's getting dark or I'm getting old, but I have my flashlight on my light to see the
it's
program.
It's these grandstands, I'm telling you. I really do think I need to take advantage of my OHHA insurance and go get my eyes checked, because it's getting worse. Every year is getting worse.
And I'm only older.
And
You're
I'm only
not getting
27,
any younger.
right? and I'm telling you, but there's no lights in this grandstand. So we're going to, inside of the grandstand, there's no lights where we're at. So we're just going to say that's why we can't see.
All right. I'll go with that.
Do you eat carrots? Don't you sell carrots to a bunch of people, like the 50-pound bags?
Yeah, they're juicing carrots, and Brutus and William love them.
But your horses. Maybe we should tell people who that
Matt
is.
and I talked about him.
Okay.
Matt and I talked about him. Yeah, so I haven't been able to get carrots in forever. Usually I'll go to a market and be able to get them by the skid.
Uh-huh.
And I would come home with these carrots, and Adam literally would make me want to sleep in the garage because he would be so mad because, we have to unload them.
Yes.
And then we have to load them back up to take them back to the track. I'm like, see, honey, we don't have to go to the gym.
I'm doing you a favor.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's too funny. Maybe we need to get you back on that, and we'll start eating our carrots while we're on air to improve our eyesight.
Oh, because we won't hear a bunch of cows slopping everywhere.
Probably won't be the best sound you ever hear on.
They're
on
like,
our mics,
all right, we're done listening to 2 blondes.
They've probably been done, Jasmine, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, let's go on to the 9th race. Odds on Wendy is our rail horse. Manny Miller is going to drive for Jesse Schmucker. It looks like this will be the second start for Jesse Schmucker in 2025. I lied, it's not. So Jesse Schmucker had this horse before, back in April at Northfield. So he raced with Manny Miller in the race bike at the Signature Series in Hicksville. He did make a break behind the gate, ended up pacing in 2-6-1. He has 48 lifetime starts. He has 9 starts this year, 3 on the board, a mile of 52 and 4 at Scioto Downs.
Our 2-horse Pierce Henry will be behind the lines of High Splendor for Steve Boroff. This is a 5-year-old gelding by Nob Hill High, one we were talking about a little bit ago. Last time out at Salina in the Signature Series, had a 4th place finish and won 57-2, final quarter 28-4. I will finish my thoughts briefly. Here is Bill with the post parade.
$1,000 in a blanket courtesy of Figs Firearms. One is Odds on Wendy. She's a bay mare, 6 years old, by Rocket Image out of Seashell, Hanover, by Some Beach Somewhere, owned by Rockstar Meadows of Spencerville, Indiana, trained by Jesse Schmucker, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Lifetime earnings over $36,000. Lifetime mark 152 and 4/5. Number 2 is High Splendor. He's a bay gelding, 5 years old, by Nob Hill High out of Private Splendor by Western Hanover. Owned and trained by Steve Boroff of Menden. Driven this evening by Pierce Henry. Lifetime earnings over $55,000. A lifetime mark 156 and 1/5. Number 3 is Commander Bob. He's a bay horse, 6 years old, by Real Desire out of Krista Ann by Nuclear Legacy. Leased by Kyle Larner of Warren, Michigan. Trained by Sean Mapes. The driver this evening is Drew Neal. Lifetime earnings over $217,000. A lifetime mark 151. Number 4 is Mary Jerry. He's a bay gelding, 5 years old, by American Ideal out of Toy Delight by Better's Delight. Owned by a Butter Stable LLC of Riverside, Ohio, and Billy Talbert of Monroe, Ohio. Trained by Kenny Hurst. Driven this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr. Lifetime earnings over $96,000. A lifetime mark of 152. At number 5, Sadie's Dream has been drawn. The horses will take one long.
Finishing thoughts on High Splendor. I mentioned last start was in the Signature Series at Salina. Went there and won 57-2, but a few back before that on June 25th at Scioto Downs in a horse and gelding non-winners of 2 with a claiming tag. Went the mile and won 53-3. Also had a 4th place finish there. 16 seasonal starts, still looking for the first win. Almost $12,000 made this year.
The 3, Commander Bob, a bay 6-year-old horse by Real Desire. So I'm a Commander Bob fan. I seen Commander Bob race at Miami Valley. He is a little short, fluffy, beautiful little horse. I absolutely love the way he goes. Every time he races at Northfield, I always watch. So this guy is coming off a 2-win streak at Northfield, numbers of 3,500 last 4 starts. This horse has raced multiple times in the open handicap pace at Northfield and Miami Valley both. He is very competitive in there. His last 2 starts, he was pacing in 54. He has 120 lifetime starts, 25 wins, so this guy knows how to get to the winner's circle with a mark of 51 flat at Scioto Downs at the age of 5. So just last year, Commander Bob made his new lifetime mark.
Right out the field is our 4-horse Mary Jerry. Mark St. Louis Jr. up for Kenneth Hurst. This is a 5-year-old gelding by American Ideal. Was a winner last time out at Lima in the Signature Series. Won 56-1. Looking further back on July 11th, though, at Scioto Downs. Went the mile. His mile. 151-4. Final quarter 29-3. $29,000 made this year for Mary Jerry, looking for the 4th win of the season. Here is Bill Peters with the call of the penultimate, the Peony Pace, the 9th race, coming up now.
Here they come. They're off in the 2nd division of the Peony Pace. The first horse away is Commander Bob. Up on the outside 2nd is Mary Jerry. Racing at the rail 3rd, that's High Splendor. And the last horse is Odds on Wendy. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Drew Neal has Commander Bob on top by a length and a half. Racing in there second is Mary Jerry, driven by Mark St. Louis Jr. Third is High Splendor, driven by Pierce Henry. And racing fourth is Odds on Wendy, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Past that quarter-mile mark, still with the lead is Commander Bob. First quarter paced in 29 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, it's Commander Bob by 2 lengths. Racing second, Mary Jerry. Third is High Splendor, and trailing is Odds on Wendy. 4 horses pretty well bunched as it's down toward the half-mile mark. That's Drew Neal and Commander Bob bringing the horses to the half. Sitting in the golden chair second is Mark St. Louis Jr. with Mary Jerry. Racing third, High Splendor, and trailing is Odds on Wendy. First half pace in 59 3/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Commander Bob. The closest horse second is Mary Jerry. High Splendor continues to pace in their third, and fourth is Odds on Wendy. No change heading down the backside, but here comes Mark St. Louis up on the outside with Mary Jerry to pour the pressure on Commander Bob. Still racing third is High Splendor, and trailing is Odds on Wendy. 3/4 in 1:30, and now Mary Jerry takes over. Commander Bob back to second. High Splendor still third with Odds on Wendy fourth. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt, opening up about 5 lengths now is Mary Jerry. Commander Bob continues to pace in there second with High Splendor third. As they race for home, it's going to be Mary Jerry, and here they all come. Commander Bob up for place, and up for third is High Splendor. A mile and 1:59 1/5.
Ooh, fastest mile of the day.
1:59 1/5. What is our all-age pace? Oh, we are nowhere near the all-age pace record. It was set last year. Drew Neal actually did set it with Catch Me Conrad in 1:55 4 last year. That was
his wheels must have been dragging
Right.
through each turn.
Absolutely smoking. But 1:59 1 for Mary Jerry. That's 2 in a row in the Signature Series for that 5-year-old gelding.
Commander Bob cut out the mile and a half in 59 3. He looked wrapped up here. I don't know what happened there, but he looked really good. And Mark made a very, very bold move down the backside, popping the 2-hole and aggressively coming after him.
That was such an easy overtake for Mary Jerry.
That
really,
was.
horse did not hesitate in any capacity.
He doesn't look like he's done here. He's excited.
Did we all have pink saddle pads this time? I didn't see, notice any white ones. Let's go.
The Peony Pace has pink saddle pads.
The winners go. Coming in from Riverside in Monroe, Ohio, comes number 4, Mary Jerry, owned by a Butter Stable LLC and Billy Talbert, trained by Kenny Hurst, and driven to victory this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Figs Firearms. Let's have a big hand here for Kenny Hurst, Dan Shetler, Mark St. Louis, and Mary Jerry, and the Figs Firearms, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 9 from the top. Number 1, Odds on Wendy was 4th. Number 2, High Splendor was 3rd. Number 3, Commander Bob was 2nd. Number 4, Mary Jerry was the winner. Number 5, Sadie's Dream had been drawn. Time of the first quarter was 29 2/5. The half was in 59 3/5. The 3/4 in 1:30, with a mile in 1:59 1/5. From the top, it should read 4, 3, 2, 1, scratch, a mile in 1:59 1/5.
All right, 10th and final is up next. This will be your 1 mile trot for a purse of $3,000. This is the second division of the Harvest Trot. A full field of 4 horses going to post as the 4 Ultra Uncle will be withdrawn. Let's hear our last few words from our sponsors, and we will go from there.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Wallner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
All right, the 2 blondes are back. And Matt, are you blonde? What are you? I can't really see.
Grayish. Old, I think is what they call it.
I mean, we're getting old. We got our flashlights out down here. So we are back for the 10th and final at Van Wert County Fair. We race again here at Van Wert on Monday on Labor Day. Post time is still 6:30.
I believe so. I can hear. While everybody's still on before they log off after the 10th wraps up, I can tell you what is going on. There is a lot. Today is Tuesday, right?
That's correct.
So we will be back here at Van Wert to wrap up the second card on Monday at 12 noon, actually. It is not a late post. We're going to post time here Monday, September 1st at 12 o'clock. But before that, tomorrow, Wednesday, we are going to be at a handful of fairs. So Canton in Stark County is going to have a 12 o'clock post. And then I will be at Findlay, Hancock County at 6 p.m. Canton will go back. Canton and Findlay do go back to back Wednesday, Thursday. Post times remain the same on those two. And then I will be at Burton on Friday. I'm excited to get there. I think I'm working with Kenny Livingood. Burton is a post time of 4:30. And then I'm at Canfield. That's
You're
another
a busy little bee.
I'm staying over there. I'm excited. Canfield, and I consider that's like Pennsylvania. That's way over there.
Yeah.
And that's a haul and a half for me living in Dayton. So I'm gonna stay over there, and I get to do a lot of fairs and see a lot of new things, and I'm excited. I'm probably gonna be tired, but that's part of the game, right?
It's part of it.
Burton, I'm excited to go to because they host Amish races.
Stop it.
After the harness racing.
Is it on the track or on the road?
No, I think it's on the road, on the track,
yeah,
right?
They go a half a mile, one lap, and it sounds like it's wild. They are all out. No helmets, no vests, nothing like that. I mean,
old
they're just
standardbreds?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably
like
they're-
crossbred,
yeah.
something like that. Now, where is Burton? Far?
Past Cleveland. I'm pretty positive it's past Cleveland. It's that direction. Just know it's that direction.
FaceTime me when you do that, because I want to see.
Hopefully, I don't know who's on. Do you remember who the shooter is for Burton? Who you put on?
Probably Steve. Yeah, he's our Cleveland.
Matt, you
guy.
don't want to adventure or what?
I think I probably have something over here. I imagine. Or isn't that going during?
It's Friday.
Oh, yeah. Where am I Friday? Oh, I'm off
Probably,
Friday.
yeah. You probably didn't want to drive all the way to Burton.
Yeah.
I might try to sweet talk Steve into staying on, though. That might be worth watching.
That
just for
would
fun,
be worth
you know?
watching.
And then I'm at Canfield, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest county fair in the state.
It's a big fair.
Yeah, I've never been. Have you been to it?
I have not, but
I've
I've
just
heard a lot about it.
Heard lots and lots and lots of things, and so I'll be there Saturday and Monday. Monday, there's a ton going on because it's Labor Day. Everybody wants to take advantage of the crowds, of the attendance for the fairs. So I think let me put away my huffs and I'll open my work calendar, and I can actually tell you what Monday looks like.
Including Scioto Downs, we are having a card on Monday as well.
I don't know is Northfield racing?
No, I think they're done with Mondays.
I can never keep track of Northfield. They change. I'm used to our southern circuits where like we have Monday or like Sunday, Monday off, and then Miami Valley changes, but it's always consistent. Northfield's never consistent, so I can never stay on top of it.
Well, they're probably consistent if we race there more.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
They probably think the same to us.
And so Monday, we do have a special holiday card at Scioto Downs. Canfield will be going. Marietta will be going. And back here at Van Wert.
Busy, busy bees.
Still waiting we only have one horse out. I thought now our 2 horses are around on the track. Haven't talked much at all about the history of the county fair. I told you about Van Wert and the Peony Pace. It's known as the peony capital of the world. But the history of this county fair specifically, we can talk about. Started in 1855 in October of that year. It was a single-day fair held, I think, on Jackson Street, so right down the road, and it quickly outgrew beyond that. The next year, Jasmine, it was up to multiple days, but the Ag Society had to buy acreage. They bought 5.67 acres for $184.
Man, I wish that was nowadays.
Today, that same amount would be about $6,700, which is still cheap.
Yes, considering.
Here is the post parade of our 10th and final.
Of the Signature Series, going for a purse of $3,000 and a blanket courtesy of Bare Bones Barbecue. Number 1 is Head Over the Moon Inn. He's a bay gelding, 8 years old, by One Over the Moon, out of Hanera Franco, by Muscles Yankee, owned by Chris Page in Delaware, Ohio, trained by Tim Grubb, driven this evening by Tyler Reich, lifetime earnings over $89,000, making just his second start in the United States after a career in New Zealand. Number 2 is Bluebird Deacon. He's a bay gelding, 8 years old, by Swan for All, out of Little Revenue by Revenue S, owned by Ernie Schmucker, Grable, Indiana, trained by Merv Schmucker, driven this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr., lifetime earnings over $321,000, a lifetime mark 153 1/5. Number 3 is Vroom and Vonnie. She's a bay mare, 6 years old, by Full Count, out of Cindy Coy by Inquirer, owned by Chris Easterday of Bucyrus, Ohio, driven this evening by Carl Easterday, trained by Carl Easterday Jr., driven this evening by Drew Neal, lifetime earnings over $107,000, a lifetime mark 155 1/5. The number 4 horse, Ultra Uncle, has been drawn. Number 5 is Help Emily. She's a bay mare, 4 years old, by Help Is on the Way, out of Dutiful Glass by Dewey Cheatham and Howe, owned by Rocky Meadows Stable of Grable, Indiana, trained by Merv Schmucker, driven this evening by Emmanuel Miller, lifetime earnings over $39,000, a lifetime mark 156 3/5. Those are your horses for the second division of the 2025 Harvest Trot. There's win, place,
2025 Harvest Trot is almost going to be underway. So we have the 1 Hanover de Moon Inn. Chris Page sends this 8-year-old One Over the Moon to Tim Grubb to train and Tyler Rush to drive. This is his second start in the U.S. after having it looks like he's had a pretty decent career in New Zealand. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is correct. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but he's had 81 lifetime starts with 12 wins, 12 seconds, and 11 thirds. So he is a very big, strong, hot-headed horse. A lot of horses that come from New Zealand, trotters especially, I was telling you guys off air, a lot of these New Zealand horses, this is kind of the same to them. They see this back at home. So hopefully that, Chris and Tim, they kind of brought him to the fairs to kind of get used to home before taking him to the pari-mutuel tracks.
2 horse, Mark St. Louis Jr. up for Mervyn Smucker. This is an 8-year-old gelding by Swan for All. Bluebird Deacon, 2 back in the Signature Series at Lima, had a second place finish in 2 minutes and 1/5, $321,000 made lifetime. And we are moving behind the gates. Jasmine, you want to introduce us to the 3?
Vrooman Vooney. This guy here has trotted at Lima he had a second place finish at 2:02.1. He was at Scioto in the numbers of 4 pari-mutuel. He win that. That makes him with 13 lifetime wins, and he had a mark of 55-1.
4 is a scratch. The 5, Help Emily. Manny Miller up for Mervyn Smucker. Signature Series last time out. Had a 3rd place finish in 2:06.2. Here is Bill with the call of the 10th and final.
Into the Harvest Trot. The first horse away is Hanover to Moon End. Dropping in there second is Bluebird Deacon. Third is Vroom and Vonnie, and the last horse, Help Emily. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark, Tyler Reich has Hanover to Moon End on top by 2 lengths. Trotting in there second is Bluebird Deacon, driven by Mark St. Louis. Racing third is Vroom and Vonnie, driven by Drew Neal. And the last horse is Help Emily, driven by Emmanuel Miller. No change as they go to the quarter-mile mark. That's Hanover to Moon End by 2 lengths. Still racing second, Bluebird Deacon, followed by Vroom and Vonnie and Help Emily. First quarter trotted in 31 and 1/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the first time. That's Hanover to Moon End with by 2 lengths. Racing second is Bluebird Deacon. Third is Vroom and Vonnie. The last horse is Help Emily. Coming to the half-mile mark, that's Tyler Reich and Hanover to Moon End but the lead. Still racing in there second is Bluebird Deacon. Moving up on the outside third now is Vroom and Vonnie. The last horse off stride is Help Emily. First half trotted in 59 and 4/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Hanover to Moon End. Racing second, Bluebird Deacon. Vroom and Vonnie still third. And the last horse is Help Emily. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Hanover to Moon End by about 12 lengths. Racing second, Bluebird Deacon up on the outside third. Now second is Vroom and Vonnie. 3/4 trotted in 129 and 3/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Hanover to Moon End still with the lead. Closing in second is Vroom and Vonnie, then racing third, Bluebird Deacon. As they race toward home, that's Hanover to Moon End and Vroom and Vonnie. It's going to be Hanover to Moon End, wire to wire, and here the outcome. Up for place is Vroom and Vonnie, and the third horse is Bluebird Deacon. A mile in 1:59 and 2/5.
Tied. Equals it? Yep. 1:59 and 2/5. That's going to equal our all-age trot record. Hanover to Moon Inn. Guess that's why we shipped him over here, right?
That's why we shipped him over here. I feel.
Who had the record? Is it I Get It?
No.
No, Red Hot Herbie.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that one.
20,
yes, you do.
20. Let's flip it back here.
2014. Matt Reimheimer drove him. So head over to Moon. I feel like we're going to see this guy at a big track sometime soon.
Got really dark. All of a sudden.
Really dark, really quick.
That's Tyler Rush's only drive of the night. I think that was the only horse Tim Grum
brought over, yeah.
I mean, do these fair starts, are they going to take some money off for this horse? Are they going to be able to jam him in kind of cheap over at Scioto?
I want to say yes. And why I say that is because Dan Noble had brought a trotter over. He's actually in on Friday. He fits in non-winners in 6. Now, I don't know what he has. I haven't looked at a program, but I know he's got more than 6 wins over there. So maybe they have fairs kind of like
some
we
kind
do.
Of rated, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to keep an eye on it.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that 59 out here has got to be 55 or better at Scioto, I would think. And, I mean, that was in hand.
And that was in hand, and he looked comfortable.
What's the open trot going in right now? Sometimes it's
52, maybe.
I would say it makes you want to throw up.
Yeah,
so
52 in a piece, and women layer win the Open in 47. So
I don't have any thoughts anymore. Here is the winner circle presentation
at the Wert County Fair. And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where only the winners go. Coming in from Delaware, Ohio, comes number 1, Hanover to Moonan. Owned by Chris Page, trained by Tim Grubb, and driven to victory this evening by Ty Rush. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Bare Bones Barbecue. And they'll also get a blanket for being the faster Tim Grubb, you'll get another. Kip, you could give him that blanket, that Harvest Trot blanket, because Tim, you got another blanket coming here for winning the faster division of the Harvest Trot. Okay. Let's have a big hand for Tim Grubb, Tyler Rush, and Hanover to Moonan. Here are the official placings for race 10 from the top. Number 1, Hanover to Moonan was the winner. Number 2, Bluebird Deacon was third. Number 3, Vroom and Vonnie was second. Number 4, Ultra Uncle had been drawn. Number 5, Help Emily was fourth. Time of the first quarter was 31 1/5. The half was in 59 4/5. The 3/4 in 129 3/5. With a mile in 159 2/5. From the top it should read 1, 3, 2, scratch, 4 on the bottom. The mile in 159 2/5, equaling the overall trotting track record and establishing a new track record for age gelding trotters.
That does it. Wrapped up. 10 in the books for the first day of Van Wert. Remember, we are going to take a break. Join us back here, specifically at Van Wert for the card 2 of 2 on Monday at 12 noon. But Jasmine, it is always a pleasure. It's just fun working together.
I have a blast with you, the two blondes. I'm not sure everybody else does, but I have a good time.
We're entertaining.
We are.
We might not know what we're talking about, but sometimes we're entertaining. Any final thoughts?
I don't have any. Matt, do you?
No.
Till next time, guys. We hope to see you at a racetrack real soon. Have a great evening.